Highwayman. Alright. We are up.
Up. U. P. Spells up U. P. Spells up U. P. Spells up U. P.
Hello, everybody.
Boom, boom, boom.
Spells up U. P. Spells up U. P.
You're so
And the night is young. And the land is soft.
Pee pee poo poo.
Pee pee poo.
Pee. Poo poo poo. Pee. Pee butt. I'm 31 years old. I'm
You're not 31
79
yet.
years old.
How many times did your guys' parents say, "I can't wait for you to grow up"?
I don't
Like
think...
in the sense of like.
I'm sure
like,
you heard that a lot.
I still hear it.
Yeah, I told my parents.
Man, I was an only
y'all-
child, so never.
You were their baby all the time. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you heard that a lot? Or...
Oh yeah, I heard that all the time. Like I said, I still hear it.
Yeah.
Like that's. I feel like once you hit the age of like 6.
That's when
It'll
the adults
happen
are just
to
like,
you.
man, we really need to just...
No, that's when you stop
expedite
maturing.
Is it too late to abort?
Oh, Lord.
God.
Wow.
Yeah, they're bringing down the hammer.
Oh jeez. What a way to kick off. Hello folks, welcome in. We're seeing if anyone else is Hirosashi around. Do we know if he's
I think he quit the podcast.
good?
He said, "Butts to your nuts."
Which
I don't
is
think
my
Matt's
favorite.
gonna be around. He's not online.
Okay.
But
He's never around.
Yeah, I know.
He left us.
He left us.
He's been doing so much like coaching for debate.
BS. He's just lazing in front of his couch, watching a TV that doesn't have cable hooked up to it. At least that's what he did the last time I went to his house, which was about a long time ago.
I sent him a text, so if he gets home, he can join.
Oh, he'll never join now. I insulted his TV viewing.
Well, he won't hear it.
Oh, he will.
Oh, okay.
He will. Well, I mean, we could just get going and
Okay.
see where the podcast takes us. You guys ready? Good.
Yes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Semi-Perfect Podcast. The year is 2019. The month is October. And that means it's time for things to
It's
get
spooky.
spooky.
Spooky month.
I'm ACRacebest alongside Toodles.
Hello.
Joining us is Paleosteno
Hi.
and SaberSpark.
It's me, your good friend SaberSpark.
Saber has been uploading things to Pornhub as of recently.
Yeah.
I do now.
I hope that's going well.
I'm hoping it continues to go well.
Yeah, ready for Cocktober.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa, what did you
That's
do?
I awakened the chat
What?
on our program, and it just like fast forwarded through every single message that people have sent
Oh.
since it's been like in waiting mode.
Gotcha. Well, so welcome in.
Cocktober?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hell yeah, bro.
Cocktober.
September just like flew by.
Yeah, it did. It was very busy.
Yeah.
For me, at least. Probably not for the rest of you, but.
Boob timber.
So, welcome into the Semi-Perfect Podcast. If this is your first time, we kind of have a loose schedule that we follow. We've gone through our bit of intros. We like to talk about food posts, so I'll give everyone a minute or two here if we have any newbies in the chat. Food posts, we want to know what you're eating just in general. We just want to know what you're eating.
We're nosy. So
Yeah.
if you got any food that you're eating during the podcast, we want to see it.
I have not eaten
Post
dinner
it on
yet.
Twitter
I know.
using
I want to see it.
hashtag SPP Foods.
Hashtag SPP Foods. And then we kind of just dive into some topics. You know, they're, again, loose.
Yep.
We talk about stuff.
With freeform.
We'll be discussing the 2 newest My Little Pony episodes that have aired since our last podcast 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And just in case anyone's concerned, we will not be discussing any form of anything having to do with anything besides these 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we'll also be very clear whenever we do talk about anything involving spoilers. We'll put up stuff so you'll have plenty of time to duck out and enough awareness to come back in when it's time to come back in. So yeah, Semi-Perfect Podcast. How long has this podcast been going?
A while. This is episode number. Hold on, let me figure it out. This one's episode number 115.
115.
I don't know when it
Remember
started. I guess I could.
every week?
Huh?
What's that?
I said, remember when y'all did it every week
Yeah.
We did.
when you started?
Way
Yeah, I'm gonna
back
stop
when.
that pretty damn quickly.
We were like, God.
It's just a good idea.
I just saw a picture Paleo posted.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
So yeah. So shall we jump into food posts after seeing that wonderful picture?
Sure thing.
All right.
Poop time.
Great segue. As Sarah pulls up the food, I just saw an In-N-Out burger. Oh yeah.
Let me get that
Oh,
pulled
yeah.
up. I've got so many screens listed here. Alright, there it is.
There we go. There we
Alright.
go. All right. So what do we?
Didn't the guy who invented In-N-Out like got the name for the restaurant when he was like fucking his wife and she's like, oh, In-N-Out, In-N-Out, and he's like, wait. And then
That's
he
what
just
a
comes out
hamburger's all about.
In-N-Out.
Alright, first off, we
It
got
goes in your
Fritz.
body and out your anus.
We got Fritz roll.
I'm pretty sure it had to do with the drive-through, guys. Just guessing.
And Fritz roll
Sorry,
says,
continue.
not to make anyone else feel bad, but as you can see, I'm prepared for Halloween month of macabre this year.
Macabre. You said it wrong.
Macabre.
It says macabre.
I want to make a spooky restaurant, and I want my prize dish call it corn on the macabre.
You might as well say that I got something sweet
Corn
to
on
bite.
the macabre. Sorry.
LOL. POS pun is a reference to an MLP Grimdark fic for those who don't get it. Ooh.
I still don't get it.
All right, let's look at this.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Nope,
go
we need
go
it.
back.
Yep.
I need to look
Okay.
carefully at what we have here.
All right. We got
Okay.
Dum-Dums? Or
No,
those aren't
They're
Dum-Dums.
they're what are they called? Something pops. Charm pops? I don't know.
Poop pops.
Something like that.
I want to keep making
Are there
poop
dummies?
Just call me Pops.
There's like an N and an S in there.
Oh, there's a whole lot of other
Hey.
stuff in there.
Okay.
Kit
Kit
Kats,
Kats.
Hershey's, Swedish Fish.
Okay.
I'm guessing those are Reese's Pieces. What are they?
I don't think
They
those
almost
are
look like
Reese's Pieces.
Skittles that just have the yellow
Just
and orange.
They picked out the yellow and the orange Skittles because that's the only color
They're,
that's
they're
on
probably
brand.
Reese's Pieces.
That's
Yeah,
what,
they-
that's
they
what I
might
thought.
be
But usually there's
There's brown.
black or brown
Yeah.
Reese's Pieces too. So either way, they sorted through something.
Hmm.
They also have the Haribo Gold Bears. Has anyone here done the Haribo challenge?
What is that?
This,
I know what you're talking about.
referencing back to that picture we saw. There's like
Oh.
I think, but aren't they like the sugar-free ones?
It's like
or something?
sugar-free Haribos. Yeah.
And it, like if you eat a whole bag, there's no way you will not explode your bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah, like it acts like a laxative.
Okay. All right.
Sarah, I
I
know.
like those at kids during Halloween.
Sugar-free
No,
Haribo.
but the only rule is they have to eat it right then and right
They-
there.
Okay, first of all, it's confirmed in the chat that they are Skittles, the yellow and the orange kind, because he doesn't like them, so he put them in a jar because it's on brand for Halloween.
Wait, are these all candies that he doesn't like to eat?
No, no. I
Only
don't
the,
think
so who's going to eat those Skittles?
Yeah. Bring them to the next convention you go to. Okay, and then we got Pop Rocks.
And I love the yellow ones.
Do you guys like Pop Rocks?
I
Yeah.
think I've tried Pop Rocks.
Remember when we used to be stupid kids and we are like, I'm gonna take warheads and Pop Rocks and put them in a Coke bottle and shoot at my butt? Like,
Yes.
I bet if my tongue doesn't bleed out of my mouth, I'll win. Like, I swear.
Wasn't there like a thing on Mythbusters about Pop Rocks?
Yeah, it's candy.
Myth busted.
Tootsie Rolls, and it looks like Dum Dums.
Dots. Those are dots.
Dots. Sorry. Okay.
So okay, wait. So actually, this brings up a thing.
Yeah.
So there was, I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was I don't think it was official, and it could have been completely made up, but there was a survey that was done in regards to like the number one food of each state for going to the movie theater.
I do not believe that. It is. I've seen this chart before, and it's always like someone's eating baked beans, and then somebody else is like bringing in like I don't know.
It's in
tomatoes.
Wisconsin. People bring in Kraft singles, like
Ew.
just slices of
believe that.
cheese.
Shit, why do I believe that?
They're just sitting there like, yes.
So is this just like food you bring in that's not at the concession stand?
No, maybe. I think it was.
Wait, is that going in?
So what you do is you hide it between your butt cheeks.
I want to look up this chart.
I'm done making potty jokes. I'm sorry.
Oh well. Anyways, there was this chart, and like you said, I don't know how legit it was. I think on it says unofficial or whatever. Someone might have just made it up, because I guess like the problem everyone had with it, that the reason it showed up on my Twitter feed is because like California was dots, and people are like, wow, what's up with California? And then someone's like, are we really just gonna ignore the fact that people bring in Kraft singles into the movie theater? Like, is that something we're just gonna ignore? Maybe they put it on their popcorn. I don't know.
Popcorn? That's
Cheese on popcorn?
no, that doesn't make sense.
Cheese popcorn.
No, it does not make like cheese powder, but melted cheese. That's all like nasty.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't disagree with you.
Maybe they put
like-
it on their expensive
it gets
hot
all
dogs
clumped
that they
up.
buy.
Yeah, expensive hot dogs, guys. Maybe they use it, like they roll it up and use it as a straw.
There's more than just popcorn that they sell at the movie theater.
They put it on their nachos.
Rosie
Don't they
Diamond.
give you nachos though?
What?
There's already cheese on the nachos.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Rosie Diamond says, made some homemade chili for my grandpa and sisters tonight, but check out this super cool coloring book I bought. That looks like some good chili.
That is a cool coloring book.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, that's G1.
And that looks delicious.
Chili. Who joined the chat? Let me see.
It's Laura.
Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Hello.
Folks, welcome in Laura.
Hi.
Hello. So, is that sour cream?
I didn't know if you
Yeah.
wanted me to say something
No,
or the
it's cool.
folks to say something.
Is that I think
It's sour
we're
cream.
looking at food posts, Laura, and I think there's ice cream with this chili.
No,
It's ice cream.
Sour cream.
No,
Yeah, that's
Yeah, no, that's soft serve ice cream.
it is soft serve ice cream. Sarah, I would know. I had some last night.
how
Delicious.
does sour cream come out like that? Like, what are you
Because it's
using?
soft serve ice cream.
Yeah. It is.
I don't know. Using maybe, I don't know. There's all sorts of bottles that are.
We
being
should
made.
go to Minchie's tonight. I heard
or
they have
it's or it's whipped cream.
When I was a kid in middle school, I loved cream cheese on my bagels, but it
Yeah.
cost extra money and I was poor. And I remember substituting sour cream because it was free. I put it on my bagels, and in hindsight, it's really gross.
Ew.
But did you enjoy it at the time?
Yeah.
No, I think I was just like in denial. I was like, yeah, it's close enough.
It's
You're like,
completely different.
I've figured it out.
All right. Rosie Diamond says it's squeezable sour cream.
There's no such thing.
Yes, there is.
That's got to be toothpaste.
There's all sorts of convenient bottles that are being made these days. You can just squeeze out your sour cream rather than dolloping it on.
What? The future is now.
I mean, I guess that makes sense because every time I put sour cream on my homemade tacos, like fucking the spoon will just not like get all of it on it.
Yeah.
I always do the thing where I go to smack the sour cream down and it either misses like the taco or it stays on the spoon, grabs all the toppings. As I pull the spoon back, it throws everything that was in the taco all over my kitchen.
Good stuff, dude. Good stuff.
This happens way more often than I'd like to admit.
We got Anime Guy eating a burger and fries at the Hollywood Boulevard Theater at the Nostalgic Critic It Chapter 2 review. Nice.
What?
I don't even what?
Nostalgic
This is a thing.
Critic Chapter 2 review. Sorry, it's a little mouthful and then
It Chapter 2 review.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree with Saber. That's a nice helping of mustard.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, I think that's this yes. That
Or
might
is
be
it cheese?
That might be like a milky
I thought it was
cheese.
cheese.
I
looks like a
wanted to
melted
assume
cheese.
it was cheese, but
I
maybe
think
it's
a
sour
cheese-
cream.
Maybe it's like a cheese dip.
It's
to dip the
definitely
fries.
soft
Yeah,
serve.
cheese for the fries.
Where is this?
Uh,
Hollywood Boulevard.
I'm
Hollywood
guessing
Boulevard
Chicago.
Theater.
Yeah, I'm guessing Chicago if it's the Nostalgia Critic.
Oh, and Anime Guy's up there too, so that would make sense. I'm sitting
Yeah.
here thinking like, where on Hollywood Boulevard is there a theater that? We got Taylor saying, "Have here a beef tostada salad from La Cocina for the Semi Perfect podcast tonight."
Nice.
I don't know. I wonder if I've ever been to La Cocina.
I'm sure you have.
Thank you. Thank you for your.
Probably so.
Now that's a dollop of sour cream on there.
Yeah. That is.
Yeah.
That looks nice and healthy. Good on you, Taylor. Pixie says it's a Chinese takeout kind of night.
Ooh, Laura, that's what you did.
Got some
Well, I had delivery.
No, it's DiGiorno.
Yeah. I had DiGiorno Chinese food.
DiGiorno was so smart for having that be their like promotion, because how many people have responded to "we're getting delivery"? Oh wait, go back to this. So I have a question for you guys. I need to know what are the rules for fortune cookies? All right, like, because if you grab more than one fortune cookie, does every fortune that you pull out of those cookies count? Or is it only like the first one counts, or the last one? Like, does it negate the first one?
I think it's just the first one you open.
What do you
I
guys
don't know,
think?
man. The
Yeah, it
gods.
doesn't
of-
matter because none of them have fortunes on them anymore anyway. So it's always like just
What?
like
You're
yeah,
right.
all the
you're
ones
right.
always
It's
find
more
are like
nice stuff.
it's like kindness goes a mile or something stupid, and it's like that's not a fortune. That's like a pleasant like saying.
Agreed. 100% agree. It's all a nicety.
I don't know.
It should be like you would lose your toe in 10 days, and it's
We
like,
still
oh.
occasionally get like the something good is around the corner. Or something.
My manager. The reason I asked is my manager had 2 fortune cookies, and so he was reading me both of the fortunes on them. This is what I do at work.
Mhm.
They both were almost the same. It was like the first one said something about like a chapter in your life is about to close and open the door to, discovery. And then the next one was like, you will soon be on a path to discovery. And he's like, whoa.
What's gonna happen?
Wow.
And that's when I realized, I wonder if people even write fortune cookies, or if they just have like a word generator.
They probably have a robot that does all of it at this point.
Some algorithm.
Your YouTube channel will have 1 subscriber.
Alright.
Just kidding.
Bro, you just posted cringe. You're going to lose subscribers.
Oh my god, I wish.
Have you seen that thing where YouTube's now sending out emails that's like, you sucked this month and lost subscribers or didn't earn enough because you didn't try hard enough?
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
No, that's just you.
no? Oh. Well, no, I mean, like I saw this on Twitter where someone posted it, and it said something like, I think the email said, you did not earn as many subscribers as you did last month because you did not try hard enough or something. Like, it was like legit.
That's hurtful.
Yeah. yeah.
Well.
We're like,
Looks
this
like
is
things are going downhill.
this is their help. They're like, we will help you. You suck.
All right, we've got Princess Deadpool. I've been served up a big bowl of I-5 traffic. Chances are I'm going to miss the majority of the stream. Have fun. Wait. I know exactly where this is.
Where is this?
I think. Wait. Yeah. Wait. Oh, I thought I did, but maybe I don't. I think it's similar. I think it's near. I don't know. Maybe I don't. My confidence has been waned since you don't know.
I'm terrible with directions in general. You could literally show me a picture of like outside of our apartment. I'll be like, "Where's that?"
I recognize that sign though. I recognize the name Norway.
How about look? Can we look at this glasses game that Princess Deadpool's got going on here? Like, you are not gonna have your eyes get burnt by the sun.
Like from any angle.
Your eyes are protected.
And repping the Brony lanyard.
Yeah.
What kind of car do you think this is?
I don't know. It looks very square.
It does. I think you're right. I think it's one of those cube cars.
Yeah.
A Scion?
Yeah, it could be.
Remember when Xbox did like a Scion like giveaway where it's like we call it an Xbox. This car is kind of like a box. Who wants what?
Really?
Yeah.
Did you win?
No.
Damn it.
Remember those commercials with the hamsters and the Scions?
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh god, why did you have to bring that up in my brain?
Is that not a thing anymore?
No.
No.
I went the way of the fucking Quizno hamster.
The Quizno hamster was something else. That was out of like salad fingers. Like, what the hell?
That actually was one of the most effective commercials I've seen ever. Because people
Quizno
keep
sucks.
I like how Subway's solution was like, how do we compete with Quiznos? What can we do? Oh, buy ovens. Bye.
Yeah.
They got a pepper bar.
But
Yeah, that wasn't enough.
we got a post from Nora Mame because Halloween. Yo said my perfect pod, snacking on some champagne and rosé gummy bears, but I really wish it was my mom's apple cake. And by the way, I apologize for any grievances I've caused or if I've wronged you in the past year.
Well, thank you, Nora. I've been waiting for this
Halloween
apology.
is the perfect time to,
Repent. Repent.
My only grievance is that there's no picture of Lila in this.
My
I need
only
photos.
That does look like a very good apple cake.
My grievance is that I'm just hungry now. I do this to myself every podcast.
No.
I'm just like, wow, this is great.
Man, some fancy fucking gourmet gummy bears with champagne and rosé. That's living the high life.
Jesus, how much were those?
I don't know.
Living La Vida Loca.
Hey, man. All right.
Oh.
I'm done.
We watched Anastasia the other night.
What?
Sarah and I did. We watched Anastasia.
Yeah, we
My favorite
did.
part is when the guy says Fortnite.
We did a Fortnite.
Yeah, he does though. He's like, Alexis, you'll be dead in a fortnight.
Who's your favorite character in that movie?
I like it when Rasputin kills the royal family and he starts flossing over their dead bodies.
Oh my god.
He's doing Fortnite dances as the royal palace burns. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Screaming, we like Fortnite, we like...
They lose war, or they win World War One. It's like, #1 gamer winner.
#1 battle royale.
Yeah, there you go. I'm done. So you You watched Anastasia. Go,
Yeah.
because everybody in the room, have we all seen Anastasia?
It's been a while.
Okay.
And I kick her, sir.
Well,
Well, sure. Blame the bat. We're all easy targets.
This is the best.
my favorite thing about Don Bluth films is that early on, Final Draft appears in a lot of them.
What? He's a main character in Anastasia.
He's the Russian guy who makes he's Mouthsquitz in American Tail. And then he's the Russian guy in Anastasia, who's like kissing on the French girl's arm. I mean,
Well, that
there's
automatically means it can't be draft.
Yeah, right. No, I think, honest to God, we have a sitcom on our hands with Draft in his current situation. You got this grumpy Russian Jewish guy living in Japan. Like, how can you listen to a show?
Take away his air conditioner. What'll happen next?
We've got Norse brownie, leftover chicken with some crispy potato balls and hash browns smothered in cheese. Inventive meal.
I love balls.
Yeah. Potato.
What is this? Hash browns and potato balls.
Yeah. Hash browns smothered in cheese.
What are you laughing so?
You
know?
Cheese. Sorry. Okay. Let's move on.
Okay.
We got Allison. Eating Rice Krispies and procrastinating on my math homework. It's due tomorrow.
Oh, let me see this. Let me see this math homework.
Yeah, let me do that math homework. I got you.
We got this.
In one corner, the engineer. The other corner, the physicist. Go!
I surrender.
I
Oh,
just can't read. That's my problem.
let's see.
I'm illiterate.
DE and AC are parallel. So BDE and DAC are the same angle. Given DE. Oh God, these are proofs. Oh God, I hate
geometry
proofs. F proofs. F proofs. I do not like proofs. Allison, I am
In
sorry.
general, I will agree with you, but for specifically geometry proofs, like, I love that shit.
Well, let's see here. Let's see, because this is what I hate about it. Like it says given DE, is parallel to AC, RaceBest.
You're so funny.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good night, folks.
Triangle ABC, something triangle
Square times
DBE.
isosceles of a right angle.
Oh, I hate this so much because it was like, no, you have to say it this way, and I'm like, no,
That's fair.
just let me do the math. Don't ask me how to do the math.
Or better yet, skip it.
No.
I enjoyed angles. Skip it.
They're called angels.
All right, we got
City of
Nathaniel.
Angles. What?
Nathaniel having some mushroom ramen with some shrimp.
Do people like mushrooms here? You like mushrooms?
No.
I'm all right with mushrooms.
Oh, you don't
some
like-
of the time. It depends on how they're used in the recipe.
The reason I ask, and this isn't me knocking the mushroom
this
food
looks
here.
delicious.
It does look good.
The mushroom fandom. If I may.
I'm
The
not
Mushroom
knocking
Kingdom.
on the
Oh,
Mushroom
shut up.
Kingdom. But yeah, I know that there's people that love mushrooms that will just be like, just give me the shrooms. And then I think I go as far as having it for seasoning, or not seasoning, but the what am I looking for? Ingredient, I guess, as
Yeah.
opposed to eating a
Like-
mushroom.
What are you saying?
I don't know. I think I just jumped right into bashing on this poor person's plate, and I didn't want it to come across as me being negative.
Do you like the flavor but not the texture? Because that's a common thing.
I
Is that what you're trying to
definitely
say?
am terrified of the texture.
Okay. So if it's in something, you'll still eat it, but you
Yeah.
probably won't go for the actual physical
Yeah,
mushroom itself.
Like you'll pick it out if you visibly see it.
If I see it, yeah. I think here's my issue with mushrooms. Is like sometimes I'll get this. I mean, I'll make this dinner. It's a frozen meal, and it has mushrooms and meat.
Yeah.
And when it's in that like meat sauce, it's hard to differentiate if that's a mushroom or a piece of meat, and sometimes on the first bite it's also hard to tell, like, is this meat or a mushroom? And then I get upset. I feel lied to. So.
We got Stone. I might make some burgers in my truck while I wait for a tow.
A tow? We got, look at that. That is a big truck.
Got a big truck.
That's a big truck. I might make some burgers in my... You can make burgers in your truck? Hello? Living the life right there.
Yeah.
I want to make burgers in my car.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I do.
Oh, and Allison has an update on my second bowl of Rice Krispies, and I just remembered that Spanish homework I haven't started yet. I'm a professional procrastinator.
Well.
Hang in there.
If you need help on your Spanish homework, we know someone you can.
Or procrastinating.
Yeah, talk to Matt.
Oh, I was gonna.
Matt actually knows more Spanish than anybody here, I think.
Matt, please, my wife's still stuck in jail. I'll get around to it.
I gotta do someone's Spanish homework.
Death sentence tomorrow.
Alright, let's check our notifications, see if we've missed anything. It looks like we have. We did it! We finished food posts.
All right.
And let's go back to...
Good job, everyone.
That is a wrap.
Oh,
thanks for coming
out.
So how's everyone last 2 weeks been? Laura, how have your last 2 weeks been?
See, now I'm like trying to remember everything because usually I have like everybody else's stories to go through. And now I'm just kind of filling the space by talking and hoping that nobody notices that I don't remember anything that I did in the past 2 weeks.
I'm buying it.
Laura's just sitting in a dark room, petting Danny. How about this? How are Danny and Yume doing?
They're doing good. My cat and my chinchilla, they're good girls.
Nice. Nice. They're
How
good
about,
girls. Are they always good girls, or do they ever get in trouble?
Yeah. Well, sometimes my cat gets in trouble because she's being a butt.
What is trouble for your cat?
If she like gets somewhere she's not supposed to, but even then, like if she jumps on the counter that she's not supposed to be on, the most trouble she gets into is that I put her on the ground. So it's not really that bad.
Me up because like you can see in her eyes when she wants to play because she'll like sit on her toys, but then there are other moments where she gets almost kind of like rebellious against Laura.
Oh yeah, she'll like attack my feet sometimes, and she gets in trouble.
Well, tell me if you think you agree to this or not, but like you can see it in her eyes. Like she actually seems more intent. Like, yeah, I want to fucking fight. Not like mean, but
sure.
Like fight. And then Lammy's just hiding for his life.
Speaking of Lammy, Saber, how have your last 2 weeks been?
Oh, but no, before we go, Laura, you said you watched Crawl, and I wanted to bring that up because Paley, you saw Crawl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I watched it today.
What's Crawl?
Oh wait, is
It's
that
the
alligator?
Yeah,
That's the Jumanji, like, the person watched Jumanji and they're like, I gotta make a whole movie about this scene with the
Wait, really?
and the crocodile. We
Oh my
joked
God.
about this. He's got such a blank stare on his face. He has no idea what I'm talking about.
I think. Oh. It's a movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just think of that one scene of Jumanji where there's the monsoon and there's the alligator trying to eat them, and that's like the whole movie, apparently.
It really is just like it could be one scene. Nothing happens.
Well, Paley, what were your thoughts about the movie? Because Laura, you said you didn't really care for it.
I thought it was fine for what it was, but like, I mean, it wasn't a good movie. Like a lot of the like alligator attack scenes I thought were really funny and like fun, but that's about it.
Okay.
Nice. So, Saber.
What?
Tell us about how you tried to save all of China.
Well, I earned enough good boy points through their social system of doing what they want you to do, and I walked up to President Pooh Bear and I said, "Sir, I believe this is enough." And all the people of China cheered for me. It was great. We're tight now, man. I said, "You guys kill one more species of river dolphin, I'm not coming back."
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
You had
my bill will be in the mail.
You had an interesting run-in with a possum.
Oh yeah, that was
The saga.
It was a saga. I mean, like, long story short, it was this poor possum who was injured, and it was just hanging in my yard one morning when I was walking lame. I looked over, I thought it was a cat, and I was like, "What the hell?" My first millisecond, I'm like, I thought it was a cat because of the way it like shaped with its legs and its tail. And I'm like, "That's one ugly cat." Oh, it's a possum. And I felt bad for it because it was a sizable possum, and it was just wandering around the yard. My initial thing was, does it have rabies? To which I was quickly told and read they can't get rabies because of their body temperature or something like that. Apparently there's a lot of diseases that cannot survive or don't fare well in possum's body because it's just too cold for them.
Gabe's jealous.
You hear that? Furry artists never draw Gabe as a possum.
Yeah,
because he cannot be one.
It has to be a bat or something. So yeah, I wandered around the yard. I was like, something wrong with it. I was in distress. In the sense of like, I was like, oh, this thing's dying, and it like kept plopping over, and I'm like, oh, so is it like starting to die now? Like, I guess I couldn't really tell like how long it's gonna last for, and I felt bad for it, so I cut up some apples and I put some water out there, and I'm like, maybe I might be able to eat before it passes, and just kind of morbidly curious about what was going on, and then I called the police because I'm like, hey, just heads up, there's a possum wandering around the neighborhood. I don't want to like freak out and attack a kid or some pets. An officer came over and he's like, yeah, I can't really do anything because it's too close to, we're in the neighborhood, can't discharge my weapon. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you at least are reserved about firing your gun, so thank you.
Bang, 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 bang.
Well,
you're welcome.
I've done my job. It's blood like squirts all over my shirt.
Here's the bill.
Yeah, right. Thanks. About my taxes? No. I was happy that at least got up and like walked to a grassy area of my yard and sat in the shade and kind of lie down. I saw a bunch of flies near it. I could see that something was oozing out of its mouth. And then I called animal control. They're like, not our job because it's not a domesticated animal, which I learned that animal control is only for domesticated animals. So if you have a fucking bear in your yard, you're in trouble, I guess.
Call him Mr. Ranger.
Yeah, right. And then I called a private company for animal control, like some kind of like wildlife removal. They came by and the guy was really nice because he was like kneeled down next to it, like a few feet away. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, little guy," because we got a closer look and it was like bleeding out of its mouth. And he's like, "Yeah, this thing either got into a fight with another animal or got hit by a car, most likely a car." And I'm like, "Yeah, just please give it a peaceful, like, he used the loop to get around its neck and put it in the back of the truck, and which is probably not fun for it, but it's also not fun for it because it's dying." And yeah, they said they're going to euthanize it. I'm like, okay, well, what can you do? So that was that. Felt bad for it, just seeing animals that are hurting. I'm like, I had to think twice about ordering meat for lunch. I was like, you feel weird. I should probably have an apple or something or some.
Do you eat possum regularly?
Don't tempt me, Laura. I grew up in Georgia.
But outside of that, do you have some positive things that have happened?
Some positive things?
Possum.
Whoa, good pun. Positive.
Positive.
Possum equality.
Possum a sausage.
Possum sausage, yeah. So, I mean, just working on some cool projects with Laura. We have that Shrek project that we've been storyboarding and it's coming along. I'm excited about that. got some YouTube vids I'm working on, and that, I mean, nothing terribly exciting. Got some. October should be fun because I'm gonna go see Hamilton with Laura this weekend.
Nice.
And
Sweet.
and then gets Fest at the end of the month, and yeah, just Pale's will be visiting here soon. October should be a fun month. I'm looking forward to it.
Very nice. I noticed, by the way, that Hirosashi has joined us. I don't know if he's around actively at the moment, but I would ask.
Yeah, he's been muted a while.
He has. So, Paleo, how about you? What have your last 2 weeks had?
Well, last Thursday I had an interesting experience.
Oh.
Are any of you familiar with Mr. Beast?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mr. Beast?
give us a
Yeah.
rundown of who he is. For those
Yeah,
who-
he's a YouTuber. He has like over 25 million subscribers on YouTube, and he lives in Greenville, which is like an hour away from me. And he posted on Twitter, like I just saw it like the night before. It's like, hey, meet here at 8 a.m. if you want to be in the video. And I was like, well, I guess I'll go there. So I went there, and a lot of people showed up because he's got 25 million subscribers. But Mr. Beast is a guy like he got a lot of his fame by doing things that are really insanely big and ridiculous, where he would like just like give away money, or he like one day he just like got a parking lot and gave away cars.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
nuts.
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to have money.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he's
and he
quite
made he gets more views like in a month than any of us combined in our lifetime views in a month.
Well, I mean, like it could be argued that he's like, I mean, probably top 100 most subscribed YouTubers, at least top 500.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, those people absolutely eclipse everybody else.
Yeah. So yeah, he's
I got,
like a
I got
different.
nothing to prove to you.
Yeah, he's got like
Saber. Sorry, it's gone.
yeah, he's like another level of YouTuber. So yeah, I went there because I was like, I figured why not. Like he usually gives away money, so I was like, I'll go there. But what he had people do, I'm not going to give away too much detail since the video should be out sometime this month. But it involved, those inflatable dinosaurs.
Okay.
He had a ton of people get up in those, and go to a few different places with it. I won't give any like details to have it be a
So
surprise.
he was filming a video that you were a background person in.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Like a lot of people were signed up for it, and like he paid for everything, like and we got to keep the costumes too. So now I have an inflatable T-Rex costume.
Yes.
You got to be a dinosaur?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I know, and also but he paid for everything, including the places that we went to, and also our lunch. So
Nice.
yeah,
I'm just imagining Paleo like critiquing everybody. Like that's not how the T-Rex runs. Get it right. I see Hirosashi is in the house.
Hello.
Hi, Hiro. How have your last 2 weeks been?
Very, very, very standard. I feel like all I ever get to report is I'm beating harder songs in Sound Voltex because it's true. Those are the highlights of my week.
Well, didn't you tell us a story about how some lady got sassy with you at the arcade?
oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh.
Tell us about that.
That wasn't on Sound Voltex though. That was on a game called Dance Rush. I don't know if you know what game that is. It was at MomoCon, but it's a game where there's a platform and then like they give you some loose steps to step on, but like the point of the game is to like like you get scored for hitting those like notes, sure, but it's mostly just to like dance and have like something to guide you along as you dance. So a lot of people, I mean, it's like a flashy platform, so it attracts a lot of people to play. And I mean, it's a very casual game at lower level, so no problem for people just jumping in if they're like 7 or 8 or whatever. This little girl jumped in, she had to be like 8-ish, somewhere around there. And she was playing the game and having a good time playing Ariana Grande. and whatever. My mom was having a good time too, but she didn't play well, which is fine. But like, that's the reality of it. She wasn't good. And then I wanted to play because I'm trying to unlock a song, mind you. I'm like, I'm like there to do work, like legitimately. So I had to play 2 certain songs, and one of them was a level 10, one of them was a level 9. So I played a level 9. By the way, 10's the highest. And it was right after her daughter got off the game, playing like level 2s, and like I played the game and I danced like how I was supposed to because I'm there to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I scored really well because I play rhythm games all the freaking time, like literally every day. And she got mad at me. She gave me sass. She's like, damn, you don't have to show off. Like right after her daughter got off. I was like, oh, you're still here? I don't care. Like, go away.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
It's very obnoxious.
I was like, what?
She
Yeah,
was
that's
mad
Sorry
very,
for
that you
having
beat
fun
her.
in an arcade.
yeah, she was
What?
mad that I was playing better than her daughter. I was like, if anything, isn't it fun to see someone who's better than you because you're something to strive towards? I don't know.
Wait till she gets into the real world where like valedictorian of the class. Oh wow, what a show off.
Right.
A 4.5.
Jeff Bezos with $100 billion. Wow, what a show off.
It's like, oh, excuse me, Amelia got off the game. She could only play level 2s. I guess I'll spend my $1.50 and then do poorly just to make this lady I don't care about happy.
Fuck
Like,
that.
what?
How old was
Right.
this lady? Like, could you guess?
I mean, she looked like she was young 40s. That was my guess.
Because this is like that exact kind of thing that everyone gets on about you know a generation, so to speak, of participation awards. Oh, we can't have winners, blah blah blah. And I'm like, that is a prime example of why you hear people get on about this, is because there are parents that are like, it's not fair that my child didn't win. It's like, well, it is actually fair that your child didn't win because they lost.
My child with no
Right.
experience lost to this man who's been playing it for years. Outrageous.
Literal years.
It's just not fair. That's stupid.
Yeah, that was obnoxious.
Oh man. Wow.
And yeah, another lady got mad at me one time. Like her child, I was playing Pump It Up, which is it's like Dance Dance Revolution, basically, except there's diagonals instead of cardinal directions. And I was playing a double, so that means you have to take up both pads. So I was gliding across both pads, and like her child got up on the pad and accidentally ran over him because I'm not looking there. I'm looking at the
Yeah,
screen
no.
where there are non-stop arrows going by, and then. First of all, he ruined my full combo, so I was pretty pissed. And she saw that I was
Fucking
pissed.
asshole.
Your child.
Like, full combos are very hard to do, so I was like visibly angry. And she's like, it's just a game. I was like, yes, it's a game, but it cost me $1.50. Do you want to put in the $1.50? Do you want to re-get me back my full combo? Because like I'm here to do some like legitimate work and legitimate exercise. Like,
Also, like, why aren't you keeping your kid away from a machine that someone else is obviously using?
Yeah.
right, like
Like,
gliding
control your
across
spawn.
nonstop.
And control your spawn. Agreed.
It's just like there's some hella entitled parents at the arcade. It's very frustrating.
You know, something like
It
bothers
costs
me.
me money.
So, okay, maybe I'm just being sensitive, but you ever like driving your car through a parking lot like a Walmart or a grocery store, and you stop your car and let someone cross the street, but like they walk across the street like they're doing you a favor or something like that? Like, I don't know why, but that bothers me. Where it's like this could have been a pleasant transaction where we're both being polite or whatever. But no, it's like, no, stop! I'm fucking walking here. Excuse you. It's like, fuck off.
Right.
Well, the thing that drives me nuts is when you have the people who will walk like kind of in the middle of the parking lot, and
Yes.
you roll up behind them, and they get mad that I ran them over And I'm like, I paid $1.50 to park my car in this parking
Hell
lot.
yeah, man.
And I was not looking where I was going. So, sorry.
Right? No, legitimately though, like, people who walk, like, I don't know, it's like, do you not realize these are fucking like 2-ton vehicles, or like you're not gonna fucking win?
Yeah.
Like, just because you have the attitude of I'm the king of the road doesn't mean you're gonna win against it. Yeah, right.
You are.
I've kind of questioned what I would do in the event that I like was late to work, or let's say going to work, and I got caught in one of those like street protests that people like to do these days, where they block traffic. I've just like wondered, like, I've been like, what would my action be? Would I just sit there and park if I'm the next car?
Let's move to the
No, I'm not saying I would run people over, but I would probably try to like scoot through. I'd not be afraid to nudge people, but I'm sure at some point someone's gonna lay down in front of my car, and then I'd be like, well, dang.
Well,
Sarah, what
I feel
would...
like if you get up to like a street protest while you're driving to work, it's like I would turn around at my earliest convenience and be like, "Yeah, sorry, I didn't make it in today." Literally, people walking in the
Right,
street.
tell him again.
Like,
You could literally just get out of the car and walk.
Now, this is ignoring the fact that it takes me 2 minutes to drive to my work, so I'd be like, wow, sorry guys, I can't make it today.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm out, sorry.
Legit, I'd be like, I'm sick, dude. Bye.
I would just tell them, like, yeah, look, there's people standing in the street, so I'll try again in like 2 hours, but if they're still there, I'm not coming in.
I do like Laura's plan.
Yeah.
That's a good plan.
I'll go full on Mad Max with the fucking like war rig, just run them down.
Oh, God.
See, I really like. we got some good things going here on the Semi Perfect podcast.
I just wanted to say Mad Max. Never mind. Which, by the way, I think the sequel is in the works. I think we're into that. It's like, okay, we're gonna do this after all, which I'm kind of concerned about, because I'm like, man, it's gonna be really hard to live up to Fury Road, because that was fucking marvelous.
Yeah,
So.
I always look at it though, like when it comes to sequels, I know there's that kind of thing where, because I've been in the same spot where I've been like, oh man, the first movie was so good. But at the same time, I've always kind of held it.
Fury Road itself is a sequel, and it's the best one of the entire franchise.
Yeah, but it's a reboot of different tone and magnitude.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they're going to do this, because I mean, like, if you look at what happened in Mad Max Fury Road compared to the previous film, like, it's night and day. Like, the same tone of a post-apocalyptic world and a bunch of road desperados who are just, hanging and clinging on for life, and humanity's kind of fading away with its morals because everything fucking sucks. But like visually, Fury Road was just, oh man, fuck. I love to see more of that. I don't know what because I want to see more of Furiosa and Max, but at the same time, it's like, are we done with the story? I don't know. I'm conflicted.
Yeah, like I think where I kind of, at least the way I look at sequels like this is I go, it's not gonna necessarily take anything away from the first unless they really, really screw up, like an American Tale 3. So
there was a third one. There's a fourth one too.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I hate. I hope don't just don't. Sarah, how have your last 2 weeks been?
Fine. I already kind of said this one on Twitter, but the other day at work, one of the maintenance guys, he was, I guess, doing some work in the men's bathroom, and
Oh no!
And no, he opened up a vent because he's gonna be painting the stalls in there. He opened up a vent, and apparently he found this like 30-year-old jar of mayonnaise. Like, he showed it to me, and I wish I took a picture of it, because like, it literally, it has a label that is so 70s. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck?
That shit was probably evidence for something.
Yeah. It's just,
So, and you said
weird.
they opened it up?
No, he did not open it up. he like threw it away
Hold
pretty
out some
shortly
bread.
after.
See, but you don't
He
know
showed
if
it to
it's
me.
actually gone bad unless you smell it. That's what I've been told.
I mean, it is a glass jar. You can sort of see through it. It looked grody. It was not pleasant. And I was
there,
just like, what
an
the fuck?
eyeball being at you?
No.
Gross, dude.
So that's the.
But yeah, that's probably the most eventful thing that happened this week as far as work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I do?
I feel like I had another thing I wanted to say, but
I
I,
know
don't
what I
remember
did.
what it was.
I went to Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah, for fun, for 20 hours.
Yep.
Or no, what was it that I told you, Saber? Because you were like, that should be the name of the movie.
Yeah.
19 hours in Idaho or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Laura, does that sound like an Oscar-winning movie to you?
Yeah, it sounds like Oscar bait.
You're right. 19
Well,
hours
it
in Idaho.
is. 19 hours in Idaho. Yeah, Tommy and
love
I were covering an event out there. It went well. And then yeah, I've been really working hard on these honeymoon vlogs, but I realized I don't even know how this happened. I mapped out a whole schedule, but somehow only made it to 10. And I thought like, okay, there's 10 parts to this honeymoon because there's 10 days. And then at some point about like Monday, I'm like, wait, what the hell? No, it was a 10-day cruise that I was on. This is a 17-day honeymoon. Like, what? And it's actually gonna confuse some people, because I thought I actually like filmed myself explaining this, and I never did. So people are gonna be like, what the hell is this all about? My so we end up, well, this might be spoilery, but who cares? Is that my family is on the cruise also. And the thing is,
the actual honeymoon was Disney World,
right.
And then we had a family vacation.
So we planned it out to where my
Jeffrey's
parents...
family was in the bed with Sarah and Ray, so we had enough room for Jesus.
Slept in the middle.
Room.
We had our own room and all that, but but yeah, so they were there on the cruise. Again, it was like a family vacation that we did that was connected with the honeymoon because we were already out there in Florida. So I was like, oh, we're gonna make this happen. Yeah. And the scheduling worked out perfectly for it. So that's gonna seem like, I'm sure there's gonna be people who are probably gonna be like, that's odd.
Mommy, Sarah wants to share a bed with me. What do I do? Just open the Bible and open to the book of Deuteronomy.
It's okay. We're married.
I remember my other story.
What's your other
This
story?
one, it happened last night. We were at the movies and we went to go see Ad Astra and Abominable.
Ooh.
But when we were about to sit down for Ad Astra, I think it was the first movie, I went ahead because he's, slathering popcorn butter.
I'm putting some popcorn on top of my butter.
No, he's that's actually accurate. So I went ahead, and we usually get like the very top row, like in the back seats. So I was going up to our seats that we had reserved, and I noticed that there was like some like a drink and like some candy kind of on the chairs that around where we were. Like somebody like apparently bought a ticket like right next to us. So I was just like, well, okay, I'll just like move over to the right.
We
because
had already booked ours. So this person, when they got their seat
right next to us.
Yeah, when he got his seat, because this is a reserved seating theater, must have been like, that's where I want to sit. That is tradition. I don't care if two people are sitting right next to me in an empty theater.
98% empty. Like it was a very empty theater.
Well,
So
it filled. It was completely empty by the time we got there, but there were more people that showed up.
But it was pretty empty though, still.
Okay.
So I'm putting down. I have 2 water cups that are for Jeffrey because he eats so much popcorn that he needs the hydration.
Oh
so I'm putting down these
Some
cups.
IV hook up to his arm.
Yeah. So I moved to the
An IV
right.
of butter.
Yeah. So I moved to the right, closer to the aisle, and I'm putting down the cups. And I just hear from behind me a guy go, "Uh-oh." And I turn around, and, like, he says, like, "Uh-oh," again. And he's like, "I hope you're not moving my stuff." And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Well, I hope not." And I'm like, "Sir, I'm putting my own cups down." And he's like, oh,
What?
okay. And I'm just like, what?
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Uh-oh!
I hope you're not touching my stuff. I'm like, I'm not anywhere near your stuff.
Yes,
Uh-oh.
the best part is Sarah told me this story and didn't bother lowering her voice, so the guy couldn't hear him. Straight up, just telling me about how this
No.
guy.
No, what's funny is like there was a kind of a loud trailer playing, and then when I was about to utter the word cups, the trailer cut off, so it was like really quiet. So I'm just like cups.
Sarah.
The guy had to have known what we were talking about.
Probably,
So
but
He was there. He knows what happened. It's fine.
he heard this. He watched.
He did
this.
an uh-oh!
Uh-oh.
I just hope throughout the movie there were moments where he was like, "Uh-oh,
uh-oh.
uh-oh."
Was it Ad Astra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna imagine him saying like "uh-oh" during some of the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
There,
Like
yeah.
like
There's a
like
lot
a
of
certain
those.
No
scene.
spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Uh-oh!
Sarah, and again, this isn't spoilery. This is just your typical space movie. But Sarah's like, is there ever just a space movie where just good things happen?
Rocketman.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah. And I agree with that, but like it seems like
El-
most modern movies
That Elton
that
John
take-
movie's a space.
Which is actually funny because like even though I still stand by this and I love that Saber said the exact same thing I did.
Yeah.
Which I found out my coworkers haven't even seen this movie. I'm like, how? It's a classic. But it is funny because even in Rocketman, bad things do happen. Like,
I mean,
let
yeah,
no bad
but,
happen.
like,
It happens in a story, in a movie.
I feel like modern
Yeah,
space movies, there's
controversy.
just like a whole lot of going wrong, and I'm just like,
I'm just-
okay.
I just
what horrible thing's gonna happen in this setting over here? Uh-oh.
well technically,
Uh-oh!
uh-oh. If you want to get technical, I don't think
Uh-huh.
anything went like that first Man movie that came out.
Uh-huh.
Like that was more of just leading up to. I mean, did bad things happen in the movie? Yeah, but
Yeah, bad things did happen.
Well, typically you need some kind of conflict, so
Yeah.
yeah. Sarah's like,
This
why
one had a lot.
why couldn't Gravity have just been Sandra Bullock just floating in space, just
No.
enjoying her
It's
time?
that's
just-
exactly what it was.
They're not my cup of tea. I'm not a big fan of like space movies because they're always kind of like the same to me. Like the old.
Then don't
suspense-
watch Star Wars.
Oh.
They're all
I
the
feel like-
same.
I feel like Star Wars takes place more on different planets than it does in space.
Well, Star Wars is a fantasy movie
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
That is true.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
The
with
Lost
space
Empire.
wizards.
What was I
That's
doing?
literally what Jedi
Spaceballs. You should watch Spaceballs, Sarah.
I've
Yeah.
seen that.
Good.
And these are old movies.
Yeah,
You're listing
yeah.
up.
So to finish up on the on the other side, so the honeymoon vlogs right now, I don't want to call it a hiatus because they're still going to be coming out, but I'm going to be spacing them out a little bit more because I have a couple projects that I now am kind of working on simultaneously. So it's going to be, I think, my busiest and biggest month of editing that I'll ever have in my life.
Yeah.
Sarah's already like sighing over here, like, yeah.
I'm just
Oh, that's
never
not
gonna
her
see my
signing at your
boy.
laptop.
I'm not gonna see my boy for 2 months.
But it's like I'm so excited about some of the projects that are in the
Your
works right
laptop.
now. So, and my laptop's really excited about it too. At any day, you guys are gonna see a tweet from my phone that says, "Well, there it went."
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, but real excited about the projects that are in the works. All right. So that being said, what do you say we talk about some My Little Pony episodes?
Yes. It's already been.
All right. So for those that are
Lord.
new, this is our segment where we're going to be talking about the two newest US TV released episodes.
Yes.
It'll be Daring Doubt and
And-
Growing Up is Hard to Do. We're gonna put up our spoiler screen that you see here,
Yeah.
and if you want to avoid spoilers, but all you have to do is mute the podcast. As soon as the screen goes away, we will not be discussing spoilers any longer for the episodes. So we'll give you guys a few seconds to duck out of here. Again, we're going to be discussing Daring Doubt, which was episode 21, and Growing Up is Hard to Do, episode 22, I think. Growing Up is Hard to Do.
Yes, I believe so. It's sequential.
All right. So, Sarah, let's jump into this.
All right.
Daring Doubt.
So, Daring Doubt, when another author releases his own version of the events in AK Yearling's Daring Do books, Rainbow Dash is furious, while Fluttershy is curious to know the truth. So yeah, in this episode...
Wow, this is so flattering. Such a flattering description
another-
of the episode for Rainbow Dash.
Eh.
Rainbow Dash is furious and throwing things, and Fluttershy actually tries to figure it out.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So
True.
yeah,
Actually, it's true, yeah.
Cabaleron writes his own book trying to defame AK Yearling.
As George R. R. Martin.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I
like-
forgot
it's
about-
like-
Literally George R. R. Martin.
This felt like a YouTube feud to me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, I'm going to tell the truth about that YouTuber. Oh, well, in that case, I'm going to tell the
The
truth.
truth about it.
So I have a
truth.
question for everyone.
Yeah.
So in this particular episode, right,
Mhm.
if we ignore the fact that, AK Yearling has been publicly outed as Daring Do on multiple occasions, let's just brush that into the rug real quick. But if we're going to say that, like, someone else is writing an AK Yearling book, the rest of Equestria thinks that it's fiction, so doesn't she have it, like, copyrighted or something?
Yeah, right.
Like, where do you all fall on
Equestria doesn't have those laws.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like 50 Shades of Grey. They just had to change the character names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there should be, I guess that's the only thing, are there, those kind of copyright laws, like, I mean, they have a shitload of books. You'd think that at some point
Yeah.
somebody got in a feud and went, well, that's not fair. You can't do that.
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not really a fan of Daring Do episodes. or
Yeah,
Rainbow
Me
Dash,
either.
whatever.
They're all pretty bad.
They're all.
It's like it's pretty bad, man. Yeah.
Right, man. Yeah, I had a voice crack.
I don't dislike all of them, but, like, this one didn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where, like, AK Yearling has definitely been outed as being Daring Do, like, multiple times, and they've just kind of ignored it.
But she's
So
wearing
it's
glasses.
like the whole,
Yeah, she's wearing
thing
big
behind
red
it.
glasses.
My glasses.
like, the whole idea of it is no longer, like, meaningful to me, I guess, because it's
Yeah.
like everyone already knows that she's Daring Do. Like, Rainbow Dash wrote about it in the
I
journal,
just-
and then Twilight published it. So, like, yeah, everyone fucking knows.
You know what my biggest problem with Daring Do, other than the fact, like, she's a fictional character become real, is that
Yeah.
she's a Rainbow Dash recolor. They couldn't even make her
Oh,
different
yes, that
from
kills me.
what you couldn't even make her different from what Rainbow Dash imagined herself as being Daring Do in that
Right?
first
Because,
episode
like,
she
that
appeared
made
in.
sense in that context,
Oh,
but
yeah.
now
Yeah.
it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Maybe actually, like, Rainbow Dash is still dreaming all this up, and none of this is actually happening.
None of it is real.
She's just in a mental hospital.
She's been there.
She never
since
got
season
out of the
3.
hospital. She was never in the show.
Oh
past
my
season
god! No. Wake up, Rainbow Dash. Your friends need you.
She has imagined.
It's
everything.
Skyrim. You're finally awake.
Oh god.
Can I'm gonna admit something that I always
She really is Norse Pony. I agreed.
no. Dr. Caballeron.
Yeah.
I always, whenever I hear that name, I immediately think of Aoizodal. I always am like, oh yeah, Dr. Caballeron, the monster. I've always messed that up. And it wasn't until when this episode, it's probably every Daring Do episode that airs where I go, oh crap, okay, nice, I got it now.
Yeah.
And then once again, this one aired, and I went, oh yeah, oh, I don't like what they did with Aoizodal here. I was like, I
Sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I am the victim. I've been, just trying to kill you guys because you're stealing my shit. And I'm like, well, okay, but like, I don't know, it's weird.
Indiana
This whole
Jones is
episode's
like,
just weird.
it belongs in a museum, and Aoizoto's like, no. And
No,
he's
it
like,
belongs here.
which is funny
Oh, it
because,
belongs here.
to be honest, actually,
This is my house.
Yeah,
yeah.
stop stealing my stuff, guys.
Yeah, I could have. I think Daring Do could have done without. Whatever they.
Whatever this was.
Yeah. Could have just been
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Just could have just used up this episode to do another, different episode that doesn't have anything to do
Yeah.
with Daring Do.
Like, redemption episode for Aoizoto and Dr. Caballero is not high on my list of
Yeah.
things I really want to see before
Agreed.
the series ends.
Finally.
It's like, what can we discuss? Maybe some about the history of Equestria with Celestine Luna, and then maybe something about, I don't know, another villain episodes and them goofing off or something. I don't know. Dr. Caballero, let's talk about that. Gotta know more about Rainbow Dash and how she continues to be awful. Yeah, Race, the ball's in your court.
I mean, I would have taken another.
I
Wonderbolt
disagree.
episode. If we had to do another Rainbow Dash episode, I would have taken another Wonderbolt episode.
Yeah.
I
A
just.
Rainbow Dash episode. Where-
apparently, Rainbow Dash is really hard to get right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because I always go to extremes with her
Yeah.
now. Like
That's true.
I feel like she's become kind of the Pinkie Pie, where Pinkie Pie was like it
Yeah.
like what was it, season 3, where it was like holy shit Pinkie, and then they like toned her back a little bit, and they were like okay maybe we went a little overboard, and now it's like oh okay we found the balance with Pinkie. All right, who's next for us to adjust? Rainbow Dash.
And the Rainbow Dash is okay in the first season, where she's kind of punky, okay, she's kind of a brash. I can do that, but then she became like an arrogant asshole and stayed there.
Yeah, but I still think you give her more of a bad rap than she actually has.
No, she deserves it. 100%. She deserves it.
Whatever you say.
Rainbow Dash.
Welcome to the Rainbow Dash Debate podcast, where all we talk about is whether or not Rainbow Dash is the worst pony.
She is the worst pony. The end.
I don't like how these debates always end before I can get in the last word. The end.
All
I
right,
would-
shall we go to the next episode?
Yeah.
Growing up is hard to do. In this episode, the Cutie Mark Crusaders are magically transformed into grown-ups, and they discover that growing up the right way means gaining experience and wisdom that simply can't be rushed.
God, the way that that's worded just sounds like it's directly talking about something else.
Mm-hmm.
You can't rush into this without experience. You can't just be good at it without experience.
Mm-hmm.
Sports
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
is what I'm talking about. Yeah, what did you guys think of this one?
I have opinions on this one.
Let's
Okay.
hear it.
Tell us your
So,
opinions.
this episode would have been really great if it were earlier in the series.
Yes.
So when I was watching, like, the beginning, like, they mentioned, like, they're like, oh, we need to find someone to be our chaperone, whatever, and it's like, oh, you guys can't go by yourself because you're too young. And I was like, oh, okay, so what's gonna happen is they're gonna, go by themselves, and it's gonna turn out that everything's fine because they've spent 9 years growing up,
By
and
themselves,
the
like,
older
doing
ponies are
stuff.
just over-exaggerating because they're not ready to accept that they're, growing into
And-
adults now. That
and
would
wasn't
make
there that-
sense.
And wasn't there that one episode with Sweetie Belle and Rarity where
Exactly.
like
Yeah, because they already had that.
Sweetie Belle's like not this like little kid anymore to
Yeah,
Rarity.
I thought it was going to be like a reaffirming of that and be like, oh no, they're fine. Like, you guys were all overreacting because you're not ready to let them grow up yet. But it's like, no, you're all still stupid, dumb kids and you can't do anything on your own. Which, like,
But you
Would
can
have been
live by
fine.
yourself, Scootaloo.
earlier on, because, like, they would have been like, oh, we're still tiny and we're still, like, season 3 or 4 or whatever, growing up and, like, learning that we have to take our time. And then after 9 seasons, we've had that time and now I know how to be adults. But apparently,
It would have been funny, like having them to try to explain them to adults why they're blank flanks.
Mhm.
oh my god, yes.
Yeah. Or how about this? Flip it around. Like, okay. Well, I think you. Okay, actually, sorry. Forgive me if I sound repetitive or anything. But how about instead of the Kumar Crusaders running into shit being inexperienced, it's a coming of age thing where the main six think like, am I repeating what you just said, by the way? Because I tuned out for a second. Where like,
we don't know yet. You haven't gotten.
Okay,
enough
okay.
detail.
You're saying
Like two things.
instead of
the Kumar Crusaders, they run off to the fair, they're just fine, things go smoothly, they help some pony who's lost along the way, use all their lessons, put it into effect. The main six are freaking out. By freaking out, they're the ones making shit worse.
Yeah.
At the end, they realize, okay, I would have liked that. That would have been like, okay, a nice little
More or
boat.
less, literally exactly what Laura said. Yes.
Okay,
wow,
I-
Saber, why didn't you just?
My idea, brilliant.
So yeah, I think I agree. Where, like Laura said, this episode would have worked. It's weird because it would have worked earlier in the series because at this point we've been. It feels like we've been here and done this, but at the same time, it's I don't know. It's a juggling moment because I'm like it's cool to see them grown up and sound grown up.
I feel like this episode was made for just to give the audience a picture of what they would look like grown up.
Or maybe it was like, you know what? Let's give Michelle and Claire and Maddie one chance to use their actual voices on the show. So yeah, no, I mean, I enjoyed, because I'm trying to think like or remember, but I think I enjoyed the idea of the episode, and I thought that was fun. But I also I think I was also it seems so on the nose. I don't know. There was I would have liked to see them do something different with it. Maybe along the lines of what you guys are saying, where maybe things were fine, and oh look, the main six are the ones messing things up or something. But like in the sense of them actually being in their adult forms like this, I don't know. I was like I enjoyed it for what it was, but I also was like I think it felt like we were stuck in a spiral where it was like, oh, the little kids are arguing, they're arguing again, and round 3, okay, the other little kid was right.
I think episodes like this are frustrating to me. Like I did enjoy seeing them growing up, but they're frustrating like to me. And episodes about Spike too, because it's like, okay, so how old are we really here? Like,
right?
you keep juggling back and forth. I can't quite make a judgment call.
Well, you see, this was episode 218, and as we know, that means that this is the 218th day in a row that we have observed these ponies, so it hasn't even been a year.
Damn, they get like a Ponyville almost ending catastrophe every month. That's amazing.
They also get like 3 Halloweens.
Happy Hearts Warming again. Yeah. Damn. We should have 3 Halloweens.
I did like the design of that little creature. That was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
The
cute.
pony?
No, the little
What?
dog thing.
Yeah, the thing that turned into a tornado.
Oh yeah.
The thing that had like, what was it? Like performance anxiety or something? I don't know.
No,
It
he
was-
got really excited in the like hyped up sort of way.
Oh, the opposite of performance anxiety.
Yeah, he doesn't have anxiety. he just gets excited because he's like, oh, fun
Performance
stuff
I am
happening.
I am a sucker for ponies with long legs. I think that design is cute, and there's that one like brother and sister character, or girl and guy friend characters, and I thought it was cute how she had like longer legs.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something really cute about that. Like when Fluttershy, was a foal having long legs. I think it makes them look like lanky, and I think it's
Like a
adorable.
spider.
Versus being all stubby like the Kima Crusaders.
They are
I don't know
stupid.
why, but like when that girl from the guy and girl character, whatever her name was with like the curly hair, when she first got introduced, like the way she was looking at the camera, for some reason she like really looked like a Studio Trigger character. I don't know how to explain it, but that was my first initial thought. I was like, damn, you should be in like some like mecha anime or something.
Are there horses in Studio Trigger?
No, that's what it doesn't make any sense at all. But I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't think that.
Well,
We should make one now.
Their names were Biscuit and Spur.
Yeah. Biscuits,
Oh.
the boy, and Spurs, the girl.
Did you know Appaloosa is, I think, a type of horse?
Spur is really cute. Sorry, what?
That Appaloosa is a type of horse?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Fine. Jeez.
Any ending comments on either episode?
Well, like I said, I enjoyed seeing them grown up.
I feel like this episode was made for, because like they've been wrapping a lot of little storylines up and all that stuff. I feel like this was to give the audience closure as far as like, answering the question of what they would look like grown up.
They never will grow up, but here's what they'd look like if they did.
My closing thoughts on this episode is that I'm sad that I only have 2 more weeks of ponies. I'm going to die.
Oh. Yep, October 12th is the day.
It's so weird to be like, yeah, shows should end, and like you're like, yeah, they shouldn't go on forever. Like I completely agree with that and stand by that.
Yeah.
But when they do end, you're like, like
That's how I feel.
Like you have to, but I'm not ready.
You know, I'm just now looking and I'm like, oh, wow. Between now and the next Semi-Perfect podcast, the finale is going to air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, why you gotta do that?
Sorry. Yeah, no, it's...
That sound was my soul leaving my body.
It's gonna be... It's gonna be... Man, that means we're gonna have 4 episodes to talk about.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna
And then we'll have to
probably
disband
like
the
a pony.
podcast.
And we're not gonna be friends anymore, so awesome.
Finally! Thank God.
The charade
The
would
chains have been unshackled.
The next, by the way,
You're free!
the next Semi-Perfect podcast, we're going to... Oh, wait, no, actually not. Well, for those that don't know, Saber, Paleo, and I have been announced for Ponyville Cider Fest officially.
Take down the spoiler screen.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. We're done with the spoilers.
Alright.
But yeah, so Saber, Paleo, and I will be at Ponyville Cider Fest, if you didn't take the hint, the last podcast, which technically was an official hint because Charlie said, hey, hint at the fact you guys are going, and then Gabe straight up was like,
Yeah,
so they're
going.
gonna be there.
Thanks.
Thanks, Gabe. But yeah, so that's gonna be happening. We're gonna be doing a preview show for it. I thought the next episode was gonna be the preview show, but actually it's gonna be 2 Semi-Perfect podcasts down. Now here's what's interesting about that. Is we're also going to be doing in the next Semi-Perfect podcast. No, in the next I am so trash right now. But we're going to be talking about Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to mention the fact that I realized this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be on a plane on Halloween night.
Yeah.
I'm going to be trick-or-treating through the TSA. Do you think I should wear a costume getting through security?
No.
Oh my god.
I was gonna wear my rainbow dash for you.
I should be a TSA agent for Halloween.
No.
Oh my god. He'll get arrested.
Enjoy sitting in like a jail cell.
So Race, I'm assuming you're gonna get there early Friday morning, right?
Actually, I will be there late Thursday night.
No way.
I know.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The first.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a while since I've slept with you all
Yeah.
on a Thursday.
Now I could actually go trick or treating. I got my dinosaur costume.
Sweet. We'll go trick or treating at 2 a.m. when I get to the hotel.
Yes. We'll find Charlie's room.
Right. I'm so excited about this though. We weren't at Cider Fest last year. I cannot wait to get back and eat some dang cheese curds.
I see Matt
Some
in the
cheese.
chat.
Get constipated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Panama Matt's
it's
in
worth
the
it.
chat.
Panama
Hope
Matt.
you guys don't like pooping.
I we'll just leave it there.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm like,
Don't
no matter-
worry. Just do what the picture of the chat is. Drinks coffee. My anus.
Oh.
So okay, so since Paleo got into that much detail, Paleo posted a picture.
So, like, wait, let me
Are
see
we
if I
able to
can-
show this?
I think. Yeah.
This is the picture that we keep referencing. Welcome to the Semi-Perfect Podcast. We pride ourselves on quality content.
We pride ourselves on service.
Your
Oh.
host, King the
Good
Shot.
job.
Hey,
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 patting
who's
him on
that?
that in the
My
house.
friends are cool. They continue. You guys are the only. I love you guys. No one else will do that for me.
What? Finish the second part of the
Continue my Disney songs. That's fucking
What?
awesome.
Dude, I sang the DuckTales theme with a judge in Chambers
I'm
once.
just now realizing that I never posted that
Sounds
we went
awesome.
live.
You should post it like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
no-
are live.
Totally. The 51 people right now watching don't know that we're rolling.
Wait a minute, what's this? Go back to
What?
Twitter. Somebody sent me their. Oh, it's
The
it's
Spanish
the
homework.
Spanish homework.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I give up.
Send me your math homework. Person who was doing math homework.
Here, I'll link it to you. In the
Well, that's the
chat.
Spanish home. Oh, you're sending it to Matt.
No, yeah, Matt. Here, you do some Spanish homework, I guess.
Laura, do the Spanish homework instead.
Oh yeah, that'll be great. I'll just do it all in like. I'll Google the Klingon translation because it's a thing on Google Translate apparently.
Klingon.
Alright.
So, okay, so I'm looking at our itinerary,
Yeah.
our soft itinerary.
Yeah.
On it, we
So soft.
I know this movie just came out, so I don't know if we'll be discussing it yet.
Yeah.
But how many people have seen Abominable?
I have.
I have not.
How many people are wanting to see it?
I have
I mean,
not.
you know how I do with movies.
Matt is still waiting to see Wally.
I've seen.
What
If you're gonna
happened
make
to
fun
season
of me, at
3?
least do it with dignity.
Well, okay, so the reason I always bring up Wally whenever this is because, what was it, like, I mean, at this point, it might have been like 8 years ago, but I remember when I found out that Matt hadn't seen Wally yet,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Oh, it was several years after the fact.
yeah, it was a while. I'm getting to it. But yeah, so I don't know if we want to discuss Abominable.
Okay. Well then, shall we move to
Well-
the
Just
thing
ask,
that we
ask
couldn't
Jax
talk
to
about?
say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask him to say it.
Blah,
at
blah, blah,
Firefest.
blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah,
I
blah,
full,
blah, blah, blah,
I full
blah.
believe that boy can say abominable.
Abominable.
There you go.
Abominable.
So
Abominable. 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 Abominable.
Alright.
Abominable.
So are we gonna talk about this movie or not? Because we only have like 30 minutes left of the podcast.
Abominable. Abominable. Abominable.
I prefer adorable snowman.
Well, all I'll say, I won't get into spoilers for Abominable, but I will say that I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a cute movie.
Yeah.
It's got some problems with the story, but like overall it's a cute movie and I liked it.
Sarah cried.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh, I didn't mean to call you out.
No, I thought you noticed.
No.
Because
He
you like
just
turned to me
knew.
at the most like touching bit of the movie.
Oh,
and,
no.
Like, you turned to me and I like I knew my eyes were watery, so I thought you knew.
My gosh, I wouldn't have
Yeah,
outed you.
it's-
He
like
thought that was just allergies.
No, it's very rare for a movie to make me cry, but of course, like with any movie nowadays that have a kid
Yeah,
losing their
you-
dad, I'm just like shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, you get blown up by the family stuff too. Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
moved by it. I was emotionally moved by it.
Yeah.
That's why I was joking about you crying because again, I was like, oh yeah, and then she's like, well
Well,
yeah, I did.
Well, Race, you cried during Paul Blart Mall Cop. Like,
The sequel got
sequel.
me. Yeah.
The squeakle.
You,
Yes, Paul Blart the Squeakle.
When his moped ran out of batteries.
I
you were
remember
moved
going
like
to
a
see
blowfish
Paul
drinking
Blart,
coffee.
the first movie with my dad, and my dad was laughing out loud in the movie theater, and I was like,
Oh,
"Ah."
really?
And then in hindsight, it's like, what were we doing?
I was able. I don't know if you guys know this, but I fist bumped. What's his name? Kevin
Paul
James.
Kevin
Kevin
James.
James?
I fist bumped Kevin James dressed as
The mall
Mall
cop.
Cop.
Yeah.
Because he was
What?
that
this is
urban?
the weirdest thing, but actually I can literally find video. I don't know if Sarah, if we can bring this up, just to kind of show exactly what I'm talking about here. But at Irwindale Speedway, the track that I'm an announcer at, we used to have this event called the Toyota All-Star Showdown. And let me see here. No, that's not it. I will find this. But they decided to promote the movie that he was going to pace the field
Yeah.
for this All-Star Showdown. And
On his Segway.
on his Segway, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I didn't realize Segways could maintain pace speeds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, it didn't, did it?
I'm trying to remember how well he did, but yeah, it's weird because I'm actually finding him doing it at a different racetrack right now. But I'm like, no, I will find the right one. But yeah, anyways, he was at the track and I was working I was actually working with the radio broadcast as an assistant. And yeah, he came walking in and just started fist bumping everybody.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit. All right.
Nice.
And what's funny is it took me until this year to actually see Mall Cop for the first time.
Taylor Bow in the chat vouches
Hooray! I'm not the only one.
saying, "Yep, I was at that race. Kevin James was on his Segway pacing the field." So, from
Heck
Taylor
yeah,
Bow.
that was an amazing race. So,
Best.
Alright,
you fill time. I'm gonna find this.
Okay, well, I need the mouse to to potentially switch screens.
Oh.
Because there's two
Who's-
things that we didn't talk about last week, but I want to try again.
Okay.
Alright, DuckTales.
Talk about. Oh. Is everyone caught up on DuckTales in here?
No,
Not
but I
even
have
close,
not-
but carry on.
Okay.
So we heard no from Matt. Was there another no?
From Lauren.
I was a
Yes,
no.
I know.
Okay, you're a no. Hero, you're a no.
Yeah, I'm a no.
Oh my god.
Do you
Watch
all want
an
to
anime.
chat for like 2 minutes while Sarah and I talk about it?
Yeah.
I'm caught up too. Like
Shut up.
I literally caught up.
Hey Leo,
yesterday.
you need to leave, okay?
Not even in regard to DuckTales, just leave.
I
So,
kid.
I'll put up the. So we're
I
gonna
do,
talk
kid,
about
and I should clarify.
DuckTales, because season 2 has ended on DuckTales. We're gonna talk about some.
Wait,
stuff.
real quick.
Okay,
I think
gotcha.
I found a photo of it. Maybe
Okay.
not a video, but yep. There's
Okay.
here's.
All right, open it in a new tab, or. Oh,
Does that work? Well, here.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay. Let's pull this up.
So this is an image of it. There's actual video of it, and I might find it by the end of before the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
But there he is, pacing the field at Irwindale Speedway.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Lord.
Yep. Just think about what a disaster it would have been if he crashed.
Yeah.
The cars are like, well, we can't stop, so. All right, so Sarah's gonna put up a screen here for those that aren't
I'm
caught
so
up
excited for the screen.
with. Oh, yeah.
Now I'm excited for the
Oh
screen.
my gosh.
What have you done?
Just wait.
So DuckTales. So we're gonna be talking about DuckTales season 2 spoilers. And so if anyone that wants to avoid those spoilers, again, same deal. We'll bring down the spoiler screen, and then you're safe to come back in.
Yeah.
All right.
I
so
appreciate that you finished up with back in.
back in.
DuckTales is
Yes.
so good, you guys.
I also appreciate that this is a screen we're going to be looking at for the next however long.
Yeah.
Talk about it for the next hour.
So, something that DuckTales is just continues to excel at is just fantastic characters.
Yeah.
I love every single one of them. There's
Yeah.
so few. Like, they've taken these original characters and did something different,
Mhm.
but respectful.
Yeah.
Like, to them.
And yet, effectively one-note characters that now have personality.
Yeah.
Agree. Doofus, I think, is hilarious that he's like basically a villain.
Yeah.
That's really great because before it's like it's just some random Boy Scout who gives a shit character.
Yeah.
And also like because comedy, writing, humor, it changes. And I know during the 90s it was more black and white, where it's like we're the cool guys and that's the villain. I will get you. I'm a one-dimensional character. Glomgold and his relationship with Scrooge cracks me up.
Yeah.
Glomgold, his Glomgold intro, I laughed out loud. I was crying.
Yeah, that was great.
The humor is spot on, consistently great. The writing's brilliant. The characters feel like they're fresh. They're with the times, but not in condescending or pandering ways.
Yeah.
We all know how much you like pandas.
Oh, I love them. I also hate them. But overall, though, I think they did amazing things with this season, and where they progressed the story, it was fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? It's weird because I enjoyed DuckTales as a kid, but it by no measure had the effect that Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers did on me. I know that I watched the movie quite a bit with the genie, but I don't remember how much of the actual show that I watched. I just can't remember. I can't recall. Yeah. But what they're doing with DuckTales here in this reboot has been amazing. I've loved it. It's weird because it kind of flies under the radar for me because I don't know why. If somebody asked me what are some of your favorite cartoons out right now, for some reason DuckTales doesn't come to my mind unless it's on the topic and I go, no, this is one of my favorite cartoons out there right now.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a bit of a sleeper.
I disagree. I think it's.
Well, you're wrong, Saber, but you're okay being wrong.
And Rainbow Dash is best funny. I think it's for me personally. I think it's because of the association with DuckTales being the older show and me knowing that the older show. It's this weird thing that I can't really explain. But
wait. I'm confused. How is DuckTales a sleeper?
Yeah, I'm confused as well.
Yeah.
Well, like Ray said, it's not one of the ones you necessarily think of, unless, Saber, by disagreeing, you were saying it's one of the ones at the top of your list you always bring up.
I think you have a personal preference that you say it's a sleeper.
Because
really
as far as the cartoon community goes, DuckTales is way up there.
Yeah.
Well, come with me on this one. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I don't normally think of it either when I think of what's good in animation right now. I may be completely out of it, and maybe Race is completely out of it too. But
I think for me,
you haven't seen Wall-E yet, so.
No, I have seen Wall-E. Get on my level.
Sorry,
I haven't seen Moana now. I haven't. No, get on my level. I haven't seen Moana now. There's a difference.
Next year that Bugs Bunny is apparently important.
No,
They tried rebooting that. It failed. Move on to DuckTales, please.
The DuckTales thing, I think for me, and I think this might be why it's the same way for Matt, is that when I think of DuckTales, I think of the original show, as opposed to say Gravity Falls. I think Gravity Falls was going, so that would be a cartoon that I would reference. Where for DuckTales, I think the only reason is because I kind of go oh yeah, shit, that's going on right now. There's a reboot of it going on right now, and it's like I said, it's hard to explain why it doesn't rush to my mind as oh yeah, DuckTales, of course.
It's very hard to explain, Race. I just got lambasted by Saber and Paleo for suggesting otherwise.
Okay. It's on Disney Channel. That's where it premieres. It isn't on Netflix. It's not on Hulu. It's not on YouTube. So
no, I'm not even saying sleeper in that regard. I'm not saying lack of accessibility. It just doesn't jump to my mind as yes until you bring it up, in which case it's yes.
I think we'll just have to agree to disagree. I personally.
Well, I agree you're wrong. So yes, we can agree to disagree.
Agree that I'm wrong. You're going off personal preference, though, dude. You're just because you.
Yeah, what when you think of modern cartoons, what do you think of?
I think the problem is that
you don't want to know the answer, but go ahead.
I think what's happening is that
is your answer that you haven't watched cartoons in the last 5 years?
Personal preference.
Yeah.
My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Oh, gross. You watch that garbage?
Right?
Wow.
I mean, I told you didn't want to hear the answer.
Well, I think what Race was saying, with DuckTales is because when you it's we still have the association with the original.
Yes.
Now, when
that
we
I can
think of it.
see.
Partly
Yeah,
that,
whereas like when we think of My Little Pony, we think of the new one.
That, and partly because I think we're at in Paleo Saber. I know you guys do a lot more on animation.
We love
I
you, by the
consider-
way. We're throwing.
Oh,
fists
I
at you
know, and that's
verbally.
why I enjoy
We hate
this. I take no offense to this whatsoever.
you. Damn, we have to try harder, Paleo.
Matt's gonna get
But-
you guys arrested. The next time you guys are in California, you guys are gonna somehow end up in jail, and Matt's just gonna be like, "Oh, remember that
Hi.
night that on the podcast?
Please pick us up from LAX.
Sleep on this."
Oh no, don't worry. I'll definitely pick you up from LAX. It's a question of where we're going after that.
All I will say.
I kid.
Why are we
But-
going to the desert?
But let me. Well, California is a desert. The point I'm making is we have Gravity Falls, we have Steven Universe, we have a lot of these other new shows that we're on the tail end of.
Well, Gravity Falls has been gone for like 2 years or 3 years now.
Yeah.
Come with me on this, Sarah.
Okay. All right.
A lot of the shows that have come out in Saber. Let me ask you, since you're the biggest one against me at the moment, would you consider the last couple of years to be some sort of renaissance for animation?
Well, ever since 2010 onward, it's been a bit of a renaissance.
And a number of those shows are now going, I don't want to say by the wayside, but at least are concluding their current run. Gravity
Yes,
Falls is done.
a lot of them are,
Ponies
yeah.
is done. Steven Universe, I don't know where it is right now, but
Does anyone?
Make it?
Well,
No?
it's got another season at least.
all of those are current, and as you said, those are what we think of. DuckTales, like Race said, and like some of you have recognized, is a product of the 90s. And it's new now, and it's great now, and it's still running now. But when compared to everything else that it's put up against, it may not necessarily hit the main line, so to speak, which is why I call it a sleeper. It's not that it's bad, it's not that it's old, it's not that it's anything else, but it's one of those ones that you don't necessarily think of immediately, but then you see it and it's like, yeah, that can get off the line.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
All right. I can see where you're coming from.
Thank
I
you for
thought
agreeing with me.
you were trying to say that don't get your rocks off just yet. I think we have communication. Because I guess like it being, I wouldn't say sleeper. I'd say underrated, maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I say sleeper, I refer to it in the muscle car sense. Something that looks plain at the light, and then the light turns green, and it's, down the road.
It's pleasantly surprising how good it is. Where it's like,
Bingo.
and I think it's not just fucking good. It's not just good. It's fucking good. Like it's like insanely like it's very sharp with its writing, its characters, what it's doing with
It's
its
shitting
stories.
good.
Yeah, it far surpasses your expectations for what you're hoping to
Well,
see.
Absolutely. I
And that's what I
legitimately
get
am
sleeper
excited.
from.
Well, and also it's like this. I think this is one of the best shows when it comes to doing slice of life, but also continuing on their like over
Yeah.
story.
Overarching
Oh
story.
my, yes.
Yeah, I again, it comes back to the characters. We could follow any of the characters that they want,
Yeah.
that they've introduced, and I'd be like, okay, cool. Where are we going? I
Yeah.
love the humor is one of the to me
Yeah.
the best things about this show.
Like
You know what my
the-
favorite?
one of the recent episodes where they're all like in a dream world because of Lena. And
Oh, yeah.
I love Huey's dream where he's just like super tall,
Yeah,
but he's
he
not
just has
good
big
at
legs.
imagination, so he just has long legs. I love Dewey's reaction. He's just like, oh no, stop it. Ah.
Well, and also they've done a great job of like revamping the villains. Where like the Beagle Boys, I mean, living in a fucking like dump.
Mhm.
Glomgold isn't just like I'm the evil Scrooge, but more of this fucking lunatic who's so full of himself and never gives up. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't know when to fucking quit. I love that.
Yeah, and he's not
Mark
such a-
Zuckerberg, Mark Beeks, come
Mark
on.
Beeks, yeah.
I can go
Mark
on for a
Beeks
while
is great.
about this.
Yeah.
By the way.
So,
I should probably
my-
wrap it up.
My favorite episode this season is the Darkwing Duck one.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And very smart the way they did
Yeah,
it.
it's such a good like passing the buck where like
Yes.
you have Jim Cummings doing his
Passing the
you know,
buck or passing the torch?
Torch.
passing the torch, I guess. Yeah, sorry. where you've got Jim Cummings, like, you know, kind of passing along, and then I get excited because I remember Negaduck. He's gonna be Negaduck, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Again,
I approve.
this show does a great job of taking what made it special originally, like, you know, the first show, taking those huge bullet points of what's like fun and endearing about that original show, and either keeping that originality but also like molding it to be fresh and witty and modern. And
It looks at it, it recognizes it, and then it takes a sharp left-hand turn.
Yeah,
While still bringing it along for the ride.
the villain episode where they're all monologuing at the end, like, no, it's my time, Scrooge.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. All these villains are so full of themselves that they can't work together. They have to all get their revenge.
Who's y'all's favorite character?
Glomgold.
I have to say Glomgold in some sick way.
Yeah, Glomgold. I love that he actually, like, Glomgold, everybody. He actually helped save Duckburg. Now, I do think I do have some criticism, but continue, as you were.
My favorite character is Louis. What do you?
Yeah,
like-
Louis
Why?
great.
Wait, which one's Louis?
Louis the green,
Green
one.
one.
Thank you.
Launchpad.
Just think
Yeah.
L for Luigi.
Fair.
Yeah,
And I'm so
I
glad
mean-
that we actually have, like, we've got Donald, we've got Della. Like, this is great.
Here's the
Sometimes
worst
more.
admission for my part. I appreciate that they've given the triplets all individual personalities.
Yes.
Sadly, I still cannot remember their names.
Oh yeah, no, I can't do it.
And I
I-
don't know if that's part of the point.
Maybe Matt, maybe
No.
this is why you and I have the other issue. Everyone else is like,
Yeah.
Like it doesn't help that their names sound similar and that they're
Yeah.
all color coded. Like I get the confusion. It's kind of like how people are confused Chip and Dale all the time.
but I also like
Well-
that they joke about that. Like,
Yeah.
they're like,
I mean,
which-
Chip and
which
Dale
one are
don't
you?
sound anything alike.
Yeah,
Hold on,
like
hold
no,
on.
there's like
Names.
one
So-
episode where like Louis impersonates Huey, and like it's just like it's weird when it's like, oh, that's Louis, but he's like he looks exactly like Huey when he just puts on the hat.
That's my
Well,
fetish.
that's the original show, though.
Yeah.
They're triplets. They're all the same,
Yeah.
and they all
Yeah.
have the close to the same names, and they sound the same. And now it's like, well, we don't want to do that because that's like
Yeah.
one pony trick.
Yeah.
So now it's like we have different personalities, different looks,
Yeah.
and it is a bit confusing at first. But like I've got used,
Yeah,
Huey,
I'm-
red, Louis, green, Dewey, blue.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at separating them.
I'm not.
We better wrap
Yeah.
this up because
Remember,
people
like
Yeah.
Luigi is green, so Louis. Yeah. Dewey is blue because
Do.
water. You know,
Okay.
for
And
for
Della-
like
Della
morning dew,
even-
and then Huey wears a hat. So that's
Okay.
Huey wears
So
a
H-
hat,
H
and
for
the hue
hat.
is red.
So Luigi Water and Hat walk into a bar.
Even Della has to like use the like little things in order to tell her sons apart because she did
I do
in one
appreciate
episode
that.
she's like Huey has a hat and the hat is red or like
Do you all
Huey is
ever
red.
think they'll talk about Della, the boy's father? You think, or is that just gonna be like whatever? We don't.
I don't know, like I have no idea.
Donald.
No, stop it.
oh no.
Yeah,
He's
That's
their
why
uncle
they're so
and
off.
their father. Wait, no.
What?
A lot
Yeah, I
of
don't know.
people
Like,
think
it
I'm in
doesn't
love.
seem like it's a thing that they're concerned about, which I don't know if it's ever going to be brought up. I think I would be good either way, like if it's brought up or if it's just kind of like, you know.
I honestly thought at first that was what was up between Della and Donald. I didn't realize that. It was bad. Yeah, that's why
I
he's
think
their
we should-
uncle.
Yeah. Okay.
We need to wrap this up because
Yep.
everybody's waiting.
Yep, yep, yep.
All right.
You think Mickey's ever gonna show up?
Yes.
Yes.
No, they actually, I don't think they can.
Probably not.
Legally. So that's why they had the watermelon Mickey.
Yeah, the watermelon Mickey.
But no. But he says see you real soon though.
I know that, but I think I saw like a writer on Twitter that was like,
Say
yeah,
they
this was
can't.
our kind of like workaround since we can't use Mickey. Like
We
himself.
wanted to, but they said no.
Yeah.
Disney doesn't have the copyright with Disney. What?
It's just they're fickle.
I mean,
It's
blame
like-
Retlaw for that.
All right. So at this point, we're done discussing DuckTales.
We'll do Dark Crystal next time.
Yeah. All right. So I wanna.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like it's we got-
Bring it back in. We
Okay.
can go back into the chat at least. Let's hammer it out.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Dark Crystal?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we could at least move on from the DuckTales spoilers.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of Dark Crystal yet.
I haven't either.
There we
So I might.
Okay, wait, what are we doing?
So,
I've seen the movie, but I haven't seen the series.
So once
My-
everyone gets back in
my-
here, we will put up because we have a spoiler screen for Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
Do we?
Let's do it. I think we should because it's been
Okay.
a while.
There it is. Okay.
All right,
I was
I'll head out then.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And you
we'll.
duck out. Yeah, Race isn't sure if he wants to watch it or not. So, but he's gonna leave
Nothing
anyway.
against it.
Yeah.
I just don't know when I'm gonna see it.
Yeah.
Sarah, knowing that you make these spoiler screens, I do appreciate the GIF you've posted in the bottom left.
Yes.
Mention Q&A.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. So it's shortly after we do this discussion, we're gonna go into Q&A. I'll go ahead and put in the information for that.
Post your questions there.
And don't forget that if you do a super chat, you get priority, and we answer your question longer. I've got Race in my ear, like telling me all these things to say. All right. Okay, Dark Crystal. It's so fucking good, and you should watch it. Yes.
I have to ask: is this a game or is this a movie?
It's a series. It's
I was wrong on both accounts.
It's a Netflix series.
Netflix.
Yeah. So
Fine.
It's on
I
Netflix.
invite you to join my Netflix so you can enjoy.
No, you don't. No, Sarah, you don't invite me to do that because that might be a breach of the terms of service. I know you wouldn't do that.
I mean, they give you different profiles.
Netflix is really hurting.
No, I know you wouldn't do anything to violate
Dark
their-
Crystal.
Okay, Dark Crystal.
Yeah. So Dark Crystal, one of the coolest universes to come from Jim Henson,
Yeah.
and his gang. It's neat to see that the original movie took a darker, serious approach to Muppets. No, it's puppets.
No, a darker, serious approach to the labyrinth.
Yeah, Labyrinth. I mean, I know that what I'm getting at is that this show isn't strictly like la-di-da land with like heart singing flowers and shit. Like, no, this is like actual life and death stuff where these because my favorite part of the Dark Crystal series are the Skeksis. I think they're delightfully evil.
Yeah.
And just the way they're so full of themselves and they're narcissistic, they're assholes
disgusting.
and they're greedy.
Yeah.
But they're all driven because they're so afraid of death. And I, as someone who freaks out about that too, I'm like, no, I kind of get your motive. I don't think it justifies your actions, but it's not like them going, we have to take control because we're evil. It's more of like, because there's a part in the episode, I won't get into too much context because of spoilers, but where they're we're freaking out because
I mean, Saber, the spoiler screen is up.
People in the chat in our group, whatever. But
it's fine. Don't worry about me.
There was that hunter Skeksis who died.
Yes.
And when all the other Skeksis were in such fucking denial that when they realized that it was dead, they were like in shock. They're like, no, we can't die. We're Skeksis. We can't die. And seeing them lose their shit about that's when the show really won me over. I'm like, this is great. Because you got like the Gelflings, you got the Mystics, you got the Podlings. That one Podling Paladin is adorable. I love him.
Yeah.
Protect his life.
With the spoon.
One of my biggest issues though, and the show as it progresses, it's got a little bit easier to tell them apart, but that's the thing. There's so many Gelflings, and they all I know they're trying to give them designs to make them look like different, unique. But there are moments where I'm like, who the fuck is who? Like, I just see Gelflings everywhere. They all look the same. Even the Skeksis do that. They all look the same.
Wow, racist.
Yeah, I get that. Just and also like the Mystics, even more so, look very similar to each other. They all like dress the same and all that stuff. But it gets easier as you get to know the characters better. To tell them apart. This show is fantastic and I love it. And I think if anybody here in the chat has watched the original and loved it, you really need to check this out. And even if you haven't seen it and you're interested, definitely check it out because it's like a one of a kind sort of like
It is.
thing.
The visuals, the puppetry is probably some of the most impressive I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like truly groundbreaking, detailed, and beautiful, and seamless. There's only one scene where I was like, "This is weird." The perspective was way off with like how they were trying to like, "Oh, they're running down the mountainside, and why do they look like giants?" But as far as like, hey, this is what led to the Dark Crystal, the movie. This is how the Gelflings caught on with the Skeksis. This is how the Skeksis tried to fight back, and this is how like these different. I was wondering.
Saber's having a moment right now.
No, legitimately though, like the
No,
story.
I love it. Carry on.
I was just gonna say though, is like it's interesting seeing these different tribes figure each other out, and that they've all been duped. That's good. I mean, it's not like overly complicated, and there is some tropey stuff, but like overall, I'm like, this is a good show. And like, is Deet the main character? Would you say?
Yeah, I mean, like Deet, Rianne, and Brea are all the main characters, but Deet definitely, it seems like she has a one of the bigger roles. It seems in the saving or like in general.
Well,
Deet's,
her
like,
character,
my favorite character. I love her.
Yes, she's very well done. Out of all the Gelflings, her character is the most well done, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And also having Andy Samberg as that one Skeksis was fantastic too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I recommend the show. I think it's really fucking good.
Yep, it's good. Puppetry, yay.
Yeah, that was really fucking meta.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who don't know, they had a moment where the puppets in the show put on a puppet show for the puppets.
It's so
Oh,
great.
really?
It's amazing. And they got Barnaby Dixon with his hand puppets to do it too. It's just so cool.
So that's basically a caption from the show. That's not a my.
That's an actual caption, that GIF that I got.
I thought that was a meme that was developing from the show.
No, that's actually an actual quote because they actually put on a puppet show.
Yeah, it's so wonderful.
I love it so much more now.
Yeah. All right, shall we bring everybody back in?
Do we have to?
Watch Dark Crystal.
Yep.
Do it. All right. Yo, Jeffrey! Come back. ACRacebest.
Oh yes.
My husband.
Oh my gosh, we haven't told
Your boyfriend.
anybody about this. Should we leave this as
Her
a
husband.
I mean, if you want to talk about it, sure.
No, I'll save
Okay.
it for another time.
Yeah.
Right, are you
I'm
done?
just gonna have to wait for that. Yes, we're done.
Okay, Sarah, as we get ready to do Q&A, we'll do about 15 minutes of Q&A. Can we please show everybody the Paul Blart pacing the field?
All right.
Yes.
Actually, wait.
Lay
Should I
with
link
us.
it? Yes, I will link it to them first.
I was able to track this down. Go down here.
What?
Never mind. You're fine.
All right, here's a link for y'all so y'all can watch back at him.
And we're gonna be starting this at 4 minutes and 16 seconds.
Yes. Let me just inch that up. Well, actually, you know what?
Does this play audio?
It should. Yeah.
So-
I mean, yeah, it does. Cause
Unmute it then. I don't know how loud this is gonna be, but.
4:16. All right.
All right. So you guys ready for this?
I guess so.
All right. Hold on. I'm gonna dismantle our.
I can't believe this was a decade ago.
Right.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well,
I feel like
maybe
Paul Blart Mall Cup came out 3 years ago.
Yeah, right.
We're all getting old.
It was a very long
not. There we
It
go.
has been a
Marketing.
very long time.
All right.
very long marketing period. All right.
Are we all ready for this?
Yeah.
Yo.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
He's going to be pacing though, right? And there
Yes.
he is.
Oh lord.
Yes. I love the helmet.
Kevin James, dressed up in his character.
So
from the
official.
biggest grossing movie
Insanity.
last week.
Absolute
And
insanity.
yes, those are genuine Whalen LED caution lights.
I remember watching this in person and just
He's
being like,
pretty well mastered that segue, I think.
Huh.
He was running laps around on the banking a little
Segues.
earlier, and it's his job to pace the field.
You know, Kevin was the Grand Marshal at Daytona. Was it a couple years ago for the July race?
Right.
And gave the command to start engines. And probably the most stirring command that I've ever heard in my life.
it was big.
It's rather impressive just seeing.
Oh, well, look at him coming out of turn number 4. That speed and everyone hitting the brakes. I have a feeling the tower's not going to be happy with that restart, so let's throw the caution back out and carry on again.
So, Race, you said that you actually like, saw him close up, so you fist bumped this guy, right?
Yeah, after he did
So
this.
you can confirm that was in fact Kevin James.
Yeah, no, that's Kevin James.
Because it would be so much cheaper and so much easier just to find someone who looks a lot like him. Because he's so far away that you wouldn't be able to tell.
No, I mean they zoom. There he is. Like that's him.
Yeah, I have to imagine he lives near the area.
There he goes.
Salute the crowd.
If he gained weight, if he put on weight for the role, or if it was just there.
So that was it.
I approve.
I like how the announcers were like, we don't know if he put on weight for the role or if it was. Just
yeah.
So yeah, this was the biggest event that was hosted at this track. It lasted for a couple of years.
Yeah.
It was called the Toyota All-Star Showdown. It was something Toyota obviously put on. Oh my God, what an incredible event it was! And yes, that was Kevin James. I think by the time I saw him, I think he'd already changed out of his stuff.
Full blart.
Yeah,
outfit.
I think he was just kind of wearing a regular T-shirt and whatnot. But all right.
Hi, Exio.
Yeah, Exio coming in with a super chat.
Saying, hey guys, I just wanted to show you I'm here. Been a rough week, but you guys always make my next week better. You're all awesome. Here's a question. How did you guys go into a complete circle during EQLA 2012?
Oh God, I know.
Complete circle.
I know exactly. So first off, hope that your week gets better.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that it's been a rough one. Saber and Paleo lived this. What Exio is asking about. So Saber's GPS.
Oh yeah, that.
Did a weird thing.
Oh yeah.
Was telling us how to get to an In-N-Out, and we ended up
Hey Siri, how do we get lost?
literally driving. Saber, do you remember this?
Sure, I'm ACRacebest. I live in LA, but I don't know my way around here. Like, SaberSpark, pull out your phone because I have a fucking Android. I use an Android, by the way. It's wonderful. But
We could tell
listen,
on the
all right,
vlog.
I will just take my L right now. Yes, my GPS sucked, and I am now the proud owner of an Android.
So
end of story.
it was weird because we didn't just drive in a circle. We drove in like a 25-mile radius circle. Somehow because we were going to In-N-Out, and I think it was one turn away from getting us there, and it instead took us back to the house that we were coming from. And how Saber responded to it just now is about how we responded to it as we got to In-N-Out. Also, it was because we
got to In-N-Out. That's all that matters.
We did eventually get there, and honestly, it was one of those moments that was so beautifully bad that I was like, that was amazing. We didn't have anywhere to be. Like, it was the night before the convention, maybe a few nights before the convention. Actually, I forget what day that was on. But yes, that was a moment. You can see it in the 2012 EQLA vlogs.
Yeah.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah, because I would have. I think that was a November convention. So, yeah. Anime Guy 01 with the super chat asking, "Who's ready for cookies at Ciderfest?" I am.
He also added, Saber, how does it feel to be big on Pornhub?
Yeah, my video on Pornhub has like 35,000 views or something like that.
I want to read
I'm
the
so
comment
proud.
section.
Huh.
Thank you, honey.
Sarah, can we?
I know that Matt has no context whatsoever.
So Matt,
I mean, what more context do I need?
Saber's looking at different venues to make money, and
I can approve.
No,
I
realize
appreciate
that-
this.
Me being a porn star, I was a sleeper porn star. No one ever saw it coming. Really.
well,
I
we,
mean,
we
no,
saw you
Saber,
coming.
Saber.
There
If
it
no
is.
one saw it coming, you
There's
cut
the
the
joke.
cameras too soon.
He's coming
That's
all
the
right.
money shot, baby.
Exio also with another super chat saying it was the Wednesday before. And yeah, it's Christian. I know it's Christian. I just always call people by the name, but I know
we know
you're
who you
Christian. But yeah, that's so great. 30. What did you say? 35,000 views.
I think so. Let me see where.
Sarah, can we check? Can we look this up on the podcast?
While you're looking this up, could you give those of us among us that may not know what the heck's going on?
Long story short, I did a video on YouTube. It was a review.
Which one?
It was Once Upon a Girl. It was not a porno, but I kept it really clean. Just talk about the craziness of it all.
Isn't that the one you just released?
Yeah.
A few weeks ago. And then I did the promo on YouTube where I was like, yeah, here's a little bonus video of me just talk about the context of it all. I put it on Pornhub, and it was a trip.
We got a
super chat from Britt Fields. I honestly don't even have a question for y'all. It's just been kind of a rough night, but you guys have made it better. I am excited to see y'all at Ciderfest. There may even be gifts coming your way.
Aw, Britt is such a sweetheart, and we were able to be part of a special moment for Britt and her now fiance.
Hey.
So yeah. Hope your night. Well, glad that we can help make your night better, but hope that everything's good. Everything's okay. We can't wait to see you, Ponyville Cider Fest. Less than a month away. Yeah. And again, I'm so excited because, well, actually, it's gonna be interesting because it's my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's going to literally land on my birthday.
Yep.
November 2nd. So, which I think is a Saturday of the convention, if math serves me well.
Yeah,
you're an engineer. I hope math does.
Oh. Fritz Roll coming in with another super chat. Whoops, sorry. I just yanked on Sarah's earbuds. Yeah. I'm excited.
Okay, Fritz Roll says, just got my ticket to see the new Joker movie on IMAX on Friday. My question related to that is, who's your favorite DC character? Mine is Harley Quinn.
Favorite DC character? Lego Batman.
That is a good one.
It's so good. I love that movie.
I recently watched through.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, Batman.
I recently watched through DC Superhero Girls, and I gotta say Zatanna, or Zatanna, as she's called.
Zatanna's amazing.
Yeah.
I love her so much.
Yeah, it's basically Trixie and Twilight combined. Or no, Trixie and Rarity. Yeah, Trixie and Rarity combined. With Twilight's, hair.
I want to cosplay her. It's amazing.
You'd kill it. You'd absolutely kill it.
Cadet Redshirt with a super... Everyone got to answer that one, right? I think so.
Yes.
Cool. Cadet Redshirt with a super chat saying, I'm super excited to see y'all at Ciderfest, hoping to see you in the crowds at the concert.
I wish I was going.
Tagging Panama Matt.
Well, yeah, that's right. She posted her thing without actually posting the text.
I was like, wait, is Matt going?
Yeah, I wish I was going, but no, I'm not.
Are you doing any conventions next year that you know of, or not yet?
You know what? I should just confirm it now so I know I'll do it. Everfree.
Always a good shot. Always.
All right,
I've not booked a thing. I've not booked a thing, but
it's been recorded. He has said this, and therefore he must follow through.
Clearly.
Matt's pretty good at following through.
It is the law.
My word is my bond.
Yeah.
James Bond.
Give me a martini, yes.
Britt Fields with another super chat says, Race, do you want a pie for your birthday? I will bring you one to Ponyville Cider Fest. I can't say no, Britt, but at the same time, I don't want you to feel like you're obligated to make me a pie. But I know that you make.
I mean, they've already offered.
You know what my favorite flavor of pie is?
What?
Pinkie Pie flavor of pie.
And what does that taste like, Paleo?
Whoa!
Oh my god.
Princess Luna.
Her whole body is pink.
Brittfield says it's obligation.
Oh, yeah. I like I said.
Get that boy a pie.
I love the pies. Oh,
She says it's a joy.
it is a joy.
It's a
Well, thank you, Britt. You're a sweetheart.
So kind.
Thank you so much. All right, so that's all the super chats we've gotten so far, but by no means is it too late to submit. We still got another 7 minutes of Q&A. So,
questions.
Sarah, do we have a question that you've seen?
Yes, so we're moving on to Twitter right now. We got Bitter Melon saying, "Hey, long time no see. I'm sorry I haven't been able to attend the live streams. I've been on the art college. Yep, it is sketchy. Art college crunch, but I managed to find some time. So here's my question: if you were to have some new art for your podcast, what would you want it to be?"
I mean, at this point, something Halloween or Thanksgiving related.
Wait,
What was that, Saber?
What did Saber say?
Nothing.
You said Judy.
No, what did you say?
Judy and Nick what?
Nothing.
Divorce
I mean,
papers?
Saber, we're going to sit here in absolute
did he
silence
say- he
until you
didn't say
tell us
divorce
what you
papers.
said.
I think he did.
Yeah, that's what he said.
No.
So I
He
said,
said Judy and Nick filing divorce papers.
yeah.
Well, they can't do that because they're not married yet. So.
Yeah.
Finally, logic.
No.
They're not going.
So to answer your question, there must be a picture of the wedding first, and then there must be a picture of filing the papers for divorce.
3.5 years
We must
later,
make
and I'm
there's
still
continuity.
of the opinion that they're just friends. I don't know. 3.5 years later, man. It's never struck me.
We
It
all
can
have
happen.
problems, Hero. It's fine.
I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you got 99 problems.
And
But marriage ain't one.
they
Word.
fucking.
I love that video.
Oh, they fucking.
Oh man. Yeah. So did we actually give an answer?
No.
I don't think we did.
Anything,
No, we did not.
Anything that you give
Yeah.
us, we will.
I mean,
love
honestly,
to
yeah.
bits.
Yeah.
Like we've got. Yeah. I mean, right now.
If you're
is
at-
art from Sketchy, aka Better Works now, on the screen. It's amazing.
It is.
I mean,
It
if you're
really
asking
is.
for suggestions, given the season, Halloween or Thanksgiving, maybe Christmas, I don't know. But
Oh,
honestly,
Yeah,
anything you
Halloween,
give
you
is
know.
well received.
it would be nice to have Hero as well. His
Oh,
Hero's
indeed.
body.
Oh.
And but yeah, I mean, other than
I
that,
think
we're
if we have a
super happy.
Halloween one,
If we have a Halloween one,
Oh.
what?
yeah, I think if we have a Halloween one, Matt and Gabe should both be ghosts because we don't ever know if they're gonna show up or not. So like, are they really
Oh.
there? We don't know.
I'll be a dinosaur.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be a
Inflatable
dinosaur.
dinosaur suit.
If I must be a ghost, can I be a Charlie Brown ghost with like 13 holes cut out of the sheet and it'd be like
Yes.
barely down my neck?
I'd be Judy Hopps.
You should be Judy Hopps.
I would be.
You're
I've been
always
Judy
Judy
Hopps the
Hopps.
last like 3 Halloweens.
What does that make Sarah?
Fix it, Felix, because that's what I've been for the past like 5 Halloweens.
Saber, what are you?
Can ship it?
I'm a famous YouTuber extraordinaire, SaberSpark.
So a homeless man.
Overweight homeless.
No, he'll be a possum.
Oh.
If Saber's a possum, the
A
Gabe's a
dead
raccoon.
Thanks, Paleo.
Gabe would be a bat. Gabe, I like. Maybe Gabe can be a ghost bat or something like that. I don't know. Like.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
a bat.
Speak of that.
A ghost raccoon.
Raccoon. Oh, because of.
Look,
Maybe
ever
you have
ever
no
since the wedding
exposure.
vlogs, yeah, no, I yeah.
Okay, I get that.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
All right.
I'm kind of.
What else we got?
Let's see
Cats
here.
out of nowhere.
Well, so how about this from Nathaniel? Since we kind of got into this topic, but I'm curious to hear what your choices are. The question is, what was your guys' favorite cartoon of this decade?
My Little Pony.
I'd say My Little Pony.
Wander over yonder.
Okay.
Short-lived.
Favorite
doesn't work.
cartoon of this decade?
Yeah.
Man, it's like impossible to not answer ponies. So can I just say ponies and then come up with a different one?
Ponies, yeah.
I mean, frankly, any of us in this thing that don't say ponies are completely disregarding what is currently on the screen for the podcast. The
Oh, thanks,
conclusions that we've
Matt.
gone to.
Sarah.
I have
Yeah, like excluding pony.
but Jack McBrayer, okay?
No, I'm not.
Once Ponies gets Jack McBrayer on board, then we'll talk.
I should clarify. I completely get where Sarah's coming from. She is the exception to the rule. However, if any of us don't recognize the significance that ponies has played in all of this, we're doing a darn disservice to the whole
I
thing.
recognize it, but at the same time, I'm not going to be here being like, that's my 100% favorite show when it isn't.
Surely for
Well,
the
at
slice
least
of
Pony's
life
got
value-
more than 2 seasons.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm
What's up, Panama?
Part?
Right. What's up, Panama, Matt? Give us some happiness, man.
I'm probably overlooking a large number of shows.
Yeah.
Okay, this
What?
decade, I have to double check, but I gotta say Girls in Panzer.
Oh shit! You chose an anime. What? Wait,
Oh,
we're in
yeah.
the United States.
Yeah.
You can't do that. That's illegal.
That's
not
illegal.
I watched it in the US, it counts.
We don't do that here.
I did.
Oh, we do not do that.
Deal with it.
Uh,
Okay, if I gotta
okay,
pick
so-
Western, let me think again, but I did enjoy that, and I did see it within the last decade.
All right. So we'll hit up one more question here. How about this? This will kind of warm us up a little bit into the Halloween season. C. Dot is asking, what is your least favorite? I'm just, however you want to classify this. What is your least favorite Halloween costume?
Sexy anything?
Sexy anything? I'm kind of with you.
Yeah.
That reminds me.
I don't want to discount everything sexy.
Like the
Look, no, no, no.
dinosaur. The dinosaur.
Hold tight. I'm, like Laura said, I'm not discounting sexy anything, but the fact that there's sexy everything.
Look,
The most
this is a fetish.
egregious. Oh my, yeah. I feel like the most egregious sexy
I am
anything is sexy men.
Yeah, sexy nun. I agree with Paleo. That's not okay.
Like,
But
but
like the nurse thing is doing nothing for me, honestly.
It's bimbofication. Look,
Yeah.
it's
Sinful
even in
Sister
order.
is definitely the
It's
name
even
of
in
a
order.
70s rock band. It has to
Wow,
be.
you're right. You are so
I'm gonna
right.
post that in the chat too.
I think I saw a sexy minion costume once, and I just wanted. To
No.
No.
What? Those are like, it's like red and blue, or like black and white, or like
Yeah.
summer and winter. The
I always-
complete opposites.
To me, I always think it's weird when like people are trick or treating as political figures, like current political figures.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Fair.
okay. Like I'm
Yeah, I'm
pretty
sorry,
sure
but like I'm not giving candy to Donald Trump. It's not happening.
Hillary's behind him, like
You know
Get
what?
off my property.
the actual Hillary.
Laura, he would get his own candy, and it would be the best candy.
It'd
That's
be
true.
Huge.
And he'd eat it with his giant hands.
We only have the biggest candy bars, the best.
Yes.
So I have to ask a question then, as a counterpart to this. If y'all money no object, what would your costume for this year be?
Money, no object. Let me get into a whole.
Because I know Laura here does the full-on cosplay, so
I
like,
really enjoy those costumes that like make it seem like either you're, like, there's parts of you that are fake, like you're riding a dinosaur or something like that.
yes,
Or
yes.
an
Oh,
alien's
so fun,
abducting you. I
awesome.
saw one that like there's a costume where like an alien's abducting you, and that's amazing. It's so
They're so
Love
good.
it.
I love that one.
I still love the freaking which Paleo has now, the dinosaur
Yeah.
blow up ones. There's something just so beautiful.
They're like a classic
It's
at this
so
point.
wholesome.
yeah.
I would or dress up as the Abyss from Made in Abyss.
I do appreciate that
That'd
every
be
other time of
amazing.
the year it's cosplay, but in Halloween it's a costume.
You can
And
do
people
it
would throw
in a big
candy
hole.
in my mouth. And then
You know what?
Big hole.
If money's no object, then I'm gonna cosplay as
Shooting cops!
as Nick
You
Weld
caught him.
and get the no. Oh my God! I would buy the actual suits from Disneyland that they wouldn't sell me because they're like, no, literally, we don't sell these. But I was gonna say, if money,
Jeffrey, we need to buy a house.
You know, would be a really great and spooky costume. If I had like the money to put like the detail in it, is the
What's
Lich
that?
from Adventure Time.
Ooh.
What about if you, as a Halloween costume, you were a billionaire, but to really sell it, you actually had $1 billion.
You had to be a billionaire.
money. That would be mine. If money's no object, that'll be mine.
If money
Race,
is no object.
Understanding that the largest denomination of a bill is $100, I would love to see you carry around $1 billion.
My pants are bulging, and it ain't money.
Oh, and
Sarah's.
If money is absolutely not a factor, like this year, I'd probably do the Spider-Verse Doc Ock because she's super
Okay.
awesome, and I would want like the arms to be like functional and everything.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be badass. There's a giant Jack Skellington puppet that they have for the Not So Scary Halloween fireworks show, and it is so amazing. And I'm like, I would make one of those for myself, just so I could just be Jack Skellington.
love it.
What if you could just get something like that would require you to have a jetpack?
Yes.
I mean, I guess. I'd still rather
Rocketeer?
be Jack Skellington.
No, not for you. I'm just
okay.
saying. In general.
Okay, well, you're looking at me as if like, what if you? Okay.
Well, because I am going to Disneyland and getting some fursuits right now. So. Well, cool.
I gotta say that for me, given that I have a court hearing on the 31st, I would either love to do Gene Wilder from Willy Wonka, because because that costume is technically appropriate under the dress code the state bar requires. I would have to take the hat off when I went to the courtroom, but I would love to limp up to the bar and tuck and roll through the swinging doors. Or Joe Pesci, my cousin Vinny, that vintage burgundy suit.
You know,
That'd be really good, actually, dude. I like that.
I just recorded that movie. I'm gonna watch it soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have redemption now for all the movies you've given me shit for. You've not seen my cousin Vinny.
Matt, to be
We
honest
watched
with
that
you,
recently.
this is the first
Watch
time
it.
I've ever heard it mentioned in conversation, ever. Like, I saw it and went, oh, okay, that sounds like it could be interesting, as far as, like, the description of the movie. So I was like, oh, I'll record
Watch
this.
it. Enjoy it.
I will.
Love it.
I will watch it, and I will pay it much attention.
The Joe Pesci's wife in that movie is fantastic.
Oh, Marissa
God, I'm in love with her.
amazing.
Not his actual wife, unless I don't know if it is or not, but like the girl character is wonderful.
I would like to be her wife because she's amazing.
Yes.
Race, I will be very careful not to spoil it, but something that happens at the end of the movie is taught in law schools, and it should be.
Okay.
No kidding?
So that makes me curious. Like,
Can you type it out to me, Matt?
Huh?
Can you type it out to me, like what it was?
I'm not going to spoil it because Race is going to watch it.
Type it to me.
Sure.
I'll avert my eyes. But with that, we're going to actually wrap up the Semi-Perfect podcast here. We will be back in 2 weeks. That'll be October 16th. And with that, again, folks.
It's going to be a big one.
It's going to be the big one. We are going to be discussing the last episodes of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Obviously, enjoy.
And then the podcast is over. Never having it again.
No. Yeah.
Interesting.
We're never having it again. By the way, don't miss the just before Halloween Semi-Perfect podcast after that.
Yeah.
October 30th. So, yeah, we'll be back on the 16th, October 16th. We will be we'll be talking about, again, like we said, the last episode of My Little Pony. It's going to be a big time for us all.
Yeah.
So, thank you for watching the Semi-Perfect podcast.
Yeah, thank
and
you to Exio Dying, aka Christian, Anime Guy, Britt Fields, Fritz Roll, Cadet Red Shirt for your super chat.
Yes, thank you so much for your generosity. And yeah, we will see you all in 2 weeks. Thank you for tuning in to the Semi Perfect Podcast. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.